Live from Muzzy Field on the side in Bristol, Connecticut, the Bristol Blues organization brings you Bristol Blues baseball. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching us. Thank you for spending part of your Friday with us. I'm Chris Honors alongside Matt Pollock here today on this beautiful Friday afternoon. The temperature a little bit better than what it was yesterday. However, the biggest conclusion, though, considering that the Bristol Blues yesterday won a game of which in the bottom of the 10th on a walk-off wild pitch to not only improve their record to 16-12, they also are tied for first place in the FCBL. And the Worcester Bravehearts, their opponent tonight, 15-15. They're 2 games back, 6-4 in their last 10. Now, it's been some time since we've seen the Worcester Bravehearts, and looking at the lineup, which we'll get to in a little bit, there's a lot of changes, and one thing in particular, and I'm surprised, Mario Ricciardi is not in the lineup tonight for the Bravehearts.
Yeah, a little bit of surprise there for the Bravehearts. You know, it could be a number of things as to why he's not in the lineup, but he's off to a great start this year, hitting over 300 with 9 doubles and 15 RBIs, along with 24 walks to just 9 strikeouts. So definitely a elite hitter in this Bravehearts lineup. Not in the starting lineup today. Wonder if we will see him at all if they need a pinch hitter or anything like that later in the game, but a little surprising to start. But the Blues also rolling out a lineup that is a little different than what we've been seeing these last couple of days.
Now, the previous 3 games for the Bravehearts, they won over Nashua 11-9, and then they lost in the doubleheader the day before, 7-6 and 15-2. So a classic little mini 3-game series against the Nashua Silver Knights, where they were 1-2 against them. And the Blues have been playing consistent baseball since what feels like last week when they were on the road for 6 out of the 7 days. And considering this week, we know weather permitting tomorrow, we could see a situation where the bullpen is thin for the Blues. They only have Coe, a lefty, who's newly in for the Bristol Blues. And then on the right-handed side, Pfaffenbichler, Leahy, who is the closer. Nowak is off. He's not pitching as well as Spencer Fox because of the amount of innings they've thrown the last couple days. And Hughes as well is available if needed. But we could see a situation where if the game gets either one-sided or the Blues really need pitching, they'll go to Dylan Reynolds or Brandon Miller.
You know, part of me kind of wants to see that, but, you know, at the same time, I understand why manager Ronnie Palmer wouldn't want to do that necessarily. But, yeah, thin bullpen for the Blues today. It'll be in the hands of James Judenis, the Blues starter, who we'll talk about a little more later, to go deep into this one and give the Blues innings to help save that bullpen that's been worked a lot this week. You know, a lot of games in a row. These are the dog days of the FCBL, you know. So it'll be up to James Judenis to give the Blues some length.
And Judenis has thrown in his starts this year 5 1/3, 5 innings, 4 1/3, 6 straight innings, and then 5 2/3. So I think for Judenis, if he can give them 6 strong, I have confidence in, the bullpen. If Pfaffenbichler, who hasn't thrown in at least, I think, a week and change. I think his last appearance was against the Worcester Bravehearts at Worcester. Hughes threw here a couple days ago. Leahy threw yesterday. So it should be interesting to see how the bullpen will be formatted depending on what length they get out of Judenis.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Leahy is the closer tonight, so we probably won't see him until the 9th if they get there in a save situation. So it'll be up to Hughes, Coe, the new arm in the bullpen, to, maybe eat up some of those middle to later innings for the Blues today.
Now, Ronnie Palmer, the first one of the 2 managers to go out and meet on the right-handed batter box side, and now Alex Dion, the manager for the Worcester Bravehearts, on the left-handed batter's box side, meeting with the home plate and field umpires here today. It's Dog Day. We can't forget about that.
Bark in the park.
Everybody will have a barking good time.
Oh, that was good. That's solid. Yeah, barking in the park. There's been some adorable dogs walking around here at Muzzy on the concourse and in the stands. And I'm hoping that the Blues can create some fireworks as they did last night. We'll get to hear some of them bark.
Well, I mean, considering that the amount of long balls we saw now, I know BP, it's hard to really dictate, how many runs will be scored or how many home runs will be hit, but it didn't seem like today the ball was carrying as much as it was the last 2 days, mainly to right field.
Yeah, I got here a little later than I normally do, so I didn't get to see as much of the Blues BP, especially from those left-handers, because they hit first for the Blues in batting practice, so I didn't get to see them. But when the Bravehearts were hitting, the ball wasn't flying as much to right. I think I only saw one ball get out. So, maybe not as many home runs as we've seen the past couple of nights. Obviously, last night we saw 3 or 4, maybe?
4.
4 home runs
Two
last
for
night.
Brockton and then 2 for us.
Yep, that's correct. So, I don't think we'll get to that number, but, 1 or 2 is definitely a possibility, I believe.
And we'll see what happens. Both managers shake hands, and with the home plate umpire and field umpire, we'll take a pause right here when we come back after the national anthem. Lineups and first pitch right here from historic Muzzy Field. Bristol Blues take on the Worcester Bravehearts. The Blues competing to undo their tie for first place and get sole possession of first place in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. We'll be right back. Starting lineup for the Worcester Bravehearts batting first, Nicholas Martin batting second, Trevor Johnson batting third, Ben McNeil batting fourth. In the cleanup spot, Paul Camillus batting fifth, Tyler Becker batting sixth, Jack Gardner batting seventh, Ben Rice batting eighth, Joseph Pesci and batting ninth around the order will be P.J. Berry.
The Bristol Blues defense this evening in the outfield, left to right, Upton, White, Miller. In the infield, third to first, Dwayne, Diamond, Searle, Belanger, and Bass. Behind the plate is the Central Connecticut product, Sam Loda. And on the mound for the Blues here on this July 5th is the 6'5" right-hander from Hartford, James Judenis.
And Judenis 1-0 with a 4.10 ERA, 5 games started, both all in appearances, 0 complete games, 26 and a third innings thrown, 12 runs, 28 hits, 20 Ks, and 10 walks. His last appearance was on June 20th. Versus the Navigators, went 5 2/3, 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks to 5 strikeouts. Did get a no decision. And the scouting report on James Judenis, 3 walks in his last 2 appearances each. Got to worry about the command, and mainly it's the fastball command. If he's locating the fastball, that sets up the breaking ball. But if his fastball is not there and he's having to throw that secondary pitch, it could be danger for the right-hander from Hartford.
Well, you mentioned 3 walks each of his last 2 times out. He has 3 appearances with 3 or 4 walks, and then 2 appearances with no walks.
So it's basically which Judenis are we going to get?
Are we going to get the one that's walking batters and giving them free bases, or are we going to get the one that has great command and is getting hitters out very effectively?
Now, the shadows right now are almost entirely over the infield as Sam Loda throws down the last pitch to second. So the sun could play a factor, at least with the hitters, for the first couple, maybe 2 innings at best, depending on how quickly the game progresses. As Judenis will be throwing from the shadows, and as the ball leaves his hand, will enter the glove of Loda with the sun over.
We've mentioned the sun for the past couple of games, and I feel like we've been getting some dingers in the early innings, so maybe we're just wrong. Maybe the sun isn't a factor at all in those boxes.
Judenis is ready. Martin is ready. First pitch, in for a strike, and we're underway. First pitch at 7:05. Judenis working quickly, the 0-1. Ropes that one in the left off the bat of Martin. Still back. And it'll be off the wall. Martin is thinking two. He'll stay right there in a leadoff double. As the ball gets away, the missed cutoff man from Upton, as Diamond tried to reach after that one, couldn't get it. A double from Martin.
And Chris, I did not see that ball at all, and I would have thought it was gone had I not heard it hit the wall.
See, I was waiting for either trees or a wall, because where we are right now, the sun is directly upon us in the press box, and it's very hard to be able to see when the ball is in the outfield. And at the plate, Trevor Johnson batting .462, 4 RBIs, and 3 Ks. First pitch. In the dirt, Loda blocking it to the arm side, 1-0.
Game time weather, 81 degrees. The sun is setting. Once it goes down, it will be a beautiful night for baseball here at historic Muzzy Field.
And I couldn't even get to Martin, who only saw one pitch. He was batting .206. That average is going to rise with the double. 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Now, one thing to wonder is the last 2 nights for the Blues have been a lot of energy, energy has been exerted when you consider the Navs, bottom of the 8th, 4 runs, and then you saw 10 innings against Brockton. You wonder what kind of cliff. Is it going to be a steep cliff fall or a semi-steep? 2-0. In for a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, and you talk about exerting energy and having a lot of fun. Judenis was one of the ones having the most fun last night in the Blues dugout in that extra inning walk-off win.
He had the classic Vuvuzela. Try saying that 3 times fast.
I won't even say it once.
2-1 to Johnson, make it 2-2. Throwing the breaking ball early, drops into the backdoor side of the plate. So Judenis fell behind in the count, but then through 2 strikes. Runner on second is Martin. On deck is McNeil. Double deck, Paul Cumulus. Or Cumulus, I should say. 2-2 to Johnson. Swing and a miss. Loda blocks it. Stares down Martin at second. And will complete the process at first for the out. A strikeout to Judenis, his first.
Good bounce back for Judenis after giving up the leadoff double, getting Johnson swinging and missing on that pitch. And that's a tough out Johnson in just his 6th game so far, but he's hitting .462 in the 5 games he's played in. So he's been off to a great start here this season with the Bravehearts.
And that strikeout gives the Bravehearts now 200 strikeouts on the season as a team. Nothing compared to the Brockton Rocks, who had 326. First pitch low, 1-0. McNeil batting .268, does have 2 home runs and 12 RBIs, but also has struck out 13 times on the season. Martin still on second base. Led off the game with a double, 1-0. There's the slider, drops it in, 1-1. I don't know if you'd call that a slider or a curveball. It's kind of hard to tell. It has slider type break.
I'm thinking more slider. Either way, if he can have command of that pitch, he can have a great night.
1-1. Inside, called a strike, 1-2.
Went outside with the breaking ball, inside with the hard stuff there. Good approach by Judenis.
And now the right-hander from Hartford has McNeil where he wants him. He threw, as you said, 1 pitch outside the breaking ball and then a fastball in. McNeil has to be thinking he can't cover both sides of the plate. He has to pick one side. 1-2 to McNeil. Just gets a piece. Looked to have been the slider. Tried to throw it to the back door, but was a little bit too high.
I think he started that pitch. He wanted to start it a little more outside to get it a little more off the plate. Started it just too much inside. It kept too much of the plate as it broke. McNeil able to follow it back and get a new life here with 1-2.
Cyril Belanger holding him on in second. The 1-2. Fastball high, 2-2. Drew Dennis, 6'5", 220 right-hander from Wallingford, Connecticut. Does go to Hartford. Teammates with Will Nowak. And also a couple players on this Bravehearts team as well. 2-2. Towards short. Diamond gets on the hop. Over to first. And 2 down. However, Martin advances the third on the ground out.
That's weird. Martin was running as soon as that ball was hit right in front of him. A little questionable. He had great speed, but that's just something you don't see is runners from second running to third when they don't have to with a ball hit right in front of them. Obviously, no harm, no foul in this case, but just something to watch. Diamond did give him a look, but smart play was to just throw to first and get the out. Now you have 2 outs and the man on third, so you just get the out at first.
First pitch from Drew Dennis. In for a strike, 0-1. Paul Kumulis batting .247 with a home run, 12 RBIs, and 18 Ks. Now, left-hander, typically the lefties who are pull hitters, we've seen can really drive that ball and get it to the jet stream, and the ball will carry. Let's see what happens here. 0-1. Slider that didn't slide, 1-1. Slipped out of the hand of Drew Dennis.
Kumulis, pretty big kid, 6'1", 210. Looks a little bit bigger than that. From St. Leo University.
First time we're seeing Kumulis this season. Was not on the team the last time the Bravehearts were here. 1-1. Chopper through the 3-4 hole. And an RBI single for Kumulis, his 13th. And it puts the Worcester Bravehearts on the board, 1-0. So the leadoff double comes back to bite Drew Dennis. And Tyler Becker coming up to the plate, another left-handed hitter. 268, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs.
Good job by the Spring Hill, Florida native, Kumulis. Shortening up, getting it through the right side of the field, driving in the first run of the game.
Pitch inside, same as what happened with Kumulis. The first pitch strike to Becker. And you know what? Blues weren't going to win with 0 anyway, so now it puts more incentive to be able to score a run early here. As we saw, they scored 3 in the bottom of the first yesterday. In the dirt, nice block by Loda, 1-1.
Well, all 3 of the runs yesterday in the first inning came with one swing of the bat from the left-handed hitting Brandon Miller, who has been on fire as of late.
And Miller playing the outfield today in right. Drew Dennis watching Kumulis. I don't think Kumulis will go. Doesn't look like a burner. 1-1, roped, and threw over to right field. Miller's going to have to track that one down. Kumulis will get to third on the single. And another hit for the Bravehearts. They're third here in the top of the first inning. And now we have Kumulis at third, Becker at first. Still 2 down. And again, the location of the fastball with Drew Dennis right now has evaded him here in the top of the first. Jack Gardner at the plate, batting .197. Gardner wearing number 23, batting from the right side. First pitch to Gardner. Low for a ball, 1-0.
A big at-bat here for Drew Dennis. Gave up the leadoff double, got 2 fairly easy outs, and then back-to-back singles. You find yourself down a run, and now you're a head away from being down 2 before your team even gets to swing the bat.
1-0 to Gardner. There's a slider. Umpire calls it a strike, 1-1. Becker on first does have 6 steals on the season, so that's something to watch for. Maybe the ball hit on the ground. If he steals, would take away the easiest base, and the Blues would have to record the out at first. Becker at first, Kumulis at third. 1-1. Fastball low, 2-1.
Almost seems as if Drew Dennis has gone away from that off-speed pitch here to these last couple hitters.
Well, it's the fastball location that, as we said, the hits that he's given up 3 thus far, I think 2 out of the 3 have been on the fastball. Drew Dennis coming to the set, pausing, fires. There's the slider, 2-2. And that's been that one pitch that he's been able to consistently locate, even though he has with the fastball from time to time, both to the inner and outer halves of the plate.
Yeah, he's been good with the fastball into lefties and that slider away to righties.
The 2-2. Off the hands and right to the second baseman, Sir Belanger. And the side will be retired. But the Bravehearts do get 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners on, each on the corner, first and third. We're through a half inning, but the Bristol Blues will be coming up to bat as you're watching the Bristol Blues right here on the Bristol Blues YouTube channel. Bottom of the first, the Worcester Bravehearts did get 1 run off 3 hits, an RBI single coming off the bat of the first baseman, Cumulis. And now the Bristol Blues will have an opportunity here. The defense for the Bravehearts, left, center, right. Pesci, Johnson, and Barry in the infield. Cumulis at first, McNeil at second, Becker at short, Martin at third, behind the plate, Rice, and on the mound, Angelo Baez.
The lineup for the Bristol Blues this evening, leading off the center fielder Austin White, batting second the left fielder Parker Upton, batting third the right fielder Brandon Miller. In the cleanup spot is the third baseman Buddy Dwayne. Zeke Diamond, the shortstop, bats fifth. Sam Lowe, the catcher, bats sixth. In the seventh spot is the first baseman Casey Bass. Griffin Schneider, the DH tonight, hits eighth. And rounding out the Blues order is the second baseman Brogan Cyril Belanger.
And Austin White batting .360 with 14 RBIs, 28 walks, and 17 steals on the season. Austin White had 3 steals in last night's game and a win over Brockton. First pitch, called a strike to Austin White, 0-1.
White currently fourth in the FCBL in batting average. The Blues have 3 of the top 5 hitters in the league.
Baez is 0-1. In for a strike, 0-2. And Baez, 2-1 with a 2.07 ERA, has started 2 games, 17 in the third innings thrown. The 0-2. Fouls it back to White. We'll do it again. 4 runs on 12 hits. Here's the big one. 29 strikeouts to 4 walks. Can you talk about pitching with command?
Yeah, he's coming off an outing where he struck out 10.
Against the Westfield Starfires.
And, you know, their record isn't all that pretty, but they can swing the bats.
Your favorite player, Ciccarelli.
A 2-run single today in the first game of the doubleheader.
0-2, chopper towards right. Fielding is Cumulis. He'll tag White as he was hustling up the first baseline. 1 down here in the bottom of the first.
And that'll bring up the red-hot Parker Upton. Over the last 2 games here at Muzzy, he is 6 for 10 with a 2-run homer, a double to the right center field, opposite field. He is a switch hitter, batting from the left side here against the righty Baez.
First pitch to Upton. High for a ball, 1-0. And something we learned, too, his father, Mr. Upton, has been watching the broadcast since Parker's been here. And you know what? Thank you for being able to put up with us. 1-0. In for a strike, 1-1. Because I know sometimes Matt and I could be a little crazy. Just a tad.
Hey, man, you're the one that's saying chicken and rice. And
All right, you know what? You know what? Come on, you said you were going to be nice to me for 1 game. 1-1. Another chopper, Cumulis. Nice little play. And gets it over to Baez for the second out. Cumulus looking like a gold glover at first base. Score that 3-1 in the book, and Baez, a little bit of a tip of the cap to his first baseman, Paul Cumulus. And Brandon Miller, who he, along with Upton, had the 2 home runs for the Blues yesterday. Miller hit a home run in the bottom of the first that put the Blues up at the time 3-0. And now, because of him not getting a couple hits, I think he's second on the team in average. Zeke Diamond is first. Miller takes a big cut, comes up empty 0-1.
Miller second on the team with a .393 average, third in the FCBO.
Shame. Shame, shame, shame.
.393, pathetic.
You know what? Tony Gwynn would be rolling in his grave. 0-1. Low 1-1. No, I think Tony Gwynn would be really happy with how the Blues lineup is the first 3.
Oh, yeah, he'd love him. He'd be a huge fan.
1-1. Broken bat towards second. Fielding and getting the out. McNeil to Cumulus. 4-3 in the book. A 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander, Angelo Baez from St. Thomas Aquinas. As we head to the top of the second, Bravehearts are up 1-0. Top of the second, 7-8-9. Rice, Pesci, and Berry. Van them get on back up to the top. Nicholas Martin. Bristol Blues went down 1-2-3 as Angelo Baez was able to get a 3 unassisted, and then a 3-1 putout and a 4-3 putout. So a good start for the St. Thomas Aquinas right-hander. And Judenis, first inning was a little bit of a struggle. Gave up a leadoff double, then struck out Johnson. Got McNeil to ground out to Diamond, and then you had back-to-back hits before a little liner over to Sir Belanger ended the threat, which had runners on first and third.
Yeah, you want to talk about a great job by your pitcher. How about Angelo Baez? Your team gets you a run. They were threatening for more. He comes out. What do you throw, like 7, 8 pitches maybe?
I'm actually going to check Game Live right now just to see. It probably won't be up, but we'll notice when the Blues come up in the bottom of the second.
But nonetheless, does his job, shut down, and gets his team back into the batter's box.
Rice pops it up. Upton going back and makes the leaping play. Didn't look like he saw it off the bat as it was slicing from the left-handed batter, but makes the play in left field. 1 down. And if we're having problems seeing the ball off the bat, I can only imagine what the outfielders, even with the shadows.
Yeah, I complain about the sun in my eyes here in the booth, but if we're complaining about it, I'm sure the players are too. It can't be easy for them.
Joseph Pesci at the plate, batting .314. Joseph Pesci batting with 5 RBIs and 5 Ks. Fastball low, 1-0. High, 2-0. Up the third baseline, but foul. 2-1. $18 strikes, 10 balls for Judenis. And if my math does it correctly, 28 pitches thrown by the right-hander from Hartford. As the sun continuing to go down behind the trees here at historic Muzzy Field. 2-1 towards left. Upton's going to track it as it hits off the wall. Pesci's thinking 2, and he'll be in there sliding in. Second double for the Worcester Bravehearts.
It is so hard to see that ball as it goes down the left field line.
Really, just I could not see it. I'm basically waiting until Upton either goes back without the ball or just turns because it's a home run. One of the two.
Yeah, very tough to see these first couple innings here at Muzzy until that sun gets below the trees.
Now you talk about a situation where 4 hits for the Bravehearts. It's only an inning and a third right now. P.J. Barry, who does have a home run and 6 RBIs, takes a pitch high, 1-0. And the one thing with Judenis, 26 and a third coming into this game, had 28 hits given up. It's a little bit too many for any pitcher. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. We haven't seen a lot of swings and misses. We've seen more takes from the Bravehearts, but not enough swings and misses. And I think that kind of dictates, in some ways, how your stuff is playing up against the batters.
Yeah, they look very comfortable up there, taking pitches, getting their timing down, and then delivering hits.
1-1. There's the second consecutive swing and a miss. Barry falling behind, 1-2 in the count. Barry batting .234 in the early part. You could say it's kind of early. I think we're getting to the point now where it's like the midway point of the season.
Yeah, I don't think it's early anymore. We're more than 20 games in.
For the Bravehearts, they played 30 games. 1-2. Towards left. Upton will be able to make the catch for the second out. Staying at second base is Joseph Pesci.
Upton getting his workout in out there in left today.
Had 2 doubles and 2 flyouts. Both flyouts came in this inning alone. And now Loda going out to talk with the righty, James Judenis, as he's facing Nicholas Martin now for the second time. He, after with a 0-1 count, hit a double to left. That was about what looked to have been at least about a couple feet away from being a home run.
Yeah, got to be careful here with Martin, the top of the Bravehearts lineup.
First pitch to Martin. Hidden for a strike, 0-1, outer half of the plate.
Good spot by Judenis right there to get ahead early. As Martin asked the umpire, that's what we're calling strikes? That's the zone? All right, let's do it.
Martin with 5 RBIs on the season, looking for number 6. As Pesci's on second base. 0-1, rips it past the diving Dwayne. And into left field, rounding third and scoring will be Pesci's. The ball was cut off by Buddy Dwayne. Give it 6 RBIs for Nicholas Martin this season, and it's 2-0 Worcester.
And at first, I thought that ball was going to go through to home, try to get the runner. Great job. I think it was Loda telling Dwayne to cut it off. Had it gone through to the plate, you probably have Martin on second base right now, so a good decision by the Blues backstop to have that ball get cut off.
And Trevor Johnson at the plate, who struck out for the first out after Nicholas Martin, who now has 2 hits today. Doubled. In the dirt, 1-0. Now Angelo Baez, the starter for the Worcester Bravehearts, now has a 2-run cushion in the early part of this game.
Nice lead from Martin on first.
1-0. Popped it up, but goes behind the press box, 1-1. Nicholas Martin, a 5'9", 175, right-handed hitter and thrower. And here's another interesting stat here. He's a catcher as well, but not catching tonight. He goes to Westfield State University. He's from Massachusetts. 1-1. In, throwback to first. And the pick is unsuccessful, but a called strike, 1-2.
Loda trying to take one out of his teammate's playbook, Will Reiner.
You know these catchers probably watch each other too, saying, you know what, I can do that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. These are 3 very talented catchers, especially on the defensive side of the ball for the Blues this year.
5 hits for the Bravehearts. They're ahead 2-0.
And we said it in the pregame, a thin Blues bullpen this evening.
1-2 delayed steal. Another throwback to first and miscommunication going with Martin on first. Thought about going and then decided, nope, I got to go back. He almost had that look like when your parents catch you when you got your hand in the cookie jar.
Chris, you just love your food lately, like last couple games, huh?
Maybe. 2-2. Towards right center. Miller on the run and will make the play for the third and final out. But the Worcester Bravehearts do get another run on a couple hits. RBI single coming off the bat of Nicholas Martin. It's 2-0 Worcester. At the plate, Buddy Dwayne, as well as Zeke Diamond and Sam Loda behind. If either of them get on, Casey Bass. Bravehearts with another run off a couple hits. The RBI coming off the bat of Nicholas Martin. Baez, first pitch. In for a strike, 0-1. Baez working quickly. Off the end of the bat of Dwayne, 0-2.
And Baez had exactly 10 pitches in that first inning.
Baez throwing from the windup from St. Thomas Aquinas. 0-2. Swing and a miss. First K for Baez.
Nice pitch there. Off speed, getting Buddy Dwayne out in front. And that'll bring up the red hot. I feel like I've been saying that for a lot of these Blues hitters. The red hot Zeke Diamond, who has taken over the league lead in hitting.
First pitch taking a ball, 1-0. Zeke Diamond batting .403, 7 RBIs. 1-0, 2-0. Looked to be the changeup. Two-0. Over to short. Becker, Fields, waits. 2 down. And Baez being very pitch efficient right now. 11 strikes to 3 balls. And I mean, hey, he only has 4 walks on the season and 17 in the third innings thrown. So the Blues, I get they're patient, but this might be a right-hander that they're going to have to either A, hope that he throws balls quickly, or just have to string along some hits. Pitch is low, 1-0. Sam Loda batting .200. Does have 8 strikeouts. 1-0. Towards right field, slicing foul. 1-1.
Baez pitching effectively, as you mentioned. He's getting the ball, looking in, getting the sign, and delivering strikes.
But the one pitch, though, that changeup, that has not been there for Baez thus far, and I think that's the one thing that the Blues can, tip their cap to, that, okay, if we can get the fastball where he has to force to throw the changeup, maybe they can, maybe steal a couple bases here and there. I mean, they're only down 2-0, but it feels like more because of the hits.
Yeah, there's been a lot of traffic on the base paths for the Bravehearts. There's a nice pitch there on the inside corner. Called for a strike.
Casey Bass on deck. Griffin Schneider on double deck. 2-2. Swing and a miss. 9th K for Loda. And the 2nd K for Baez. Second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Has yet to surrender a hit as we head to the top of the third. And the Bravehearts will have 3-4-5. McNeil, Kumalis, and Becker when we come back. Chris Saunders alongside Matt Polick here from historic Muzzy Field. Top of the third, 3-4-5. McNeil, Cumulus, and Becker. If any of them get on, Gardner. Judenis on the mound for his third inning of work so far. Surrendered 5 hits and 2 runs. Does have a K, no walks, but 2 doubles have put the Bravehearts in a situation now where with a 2-0 lead, McNeil at the plate, grounded out to short for the second out in the top of the first. As the sun continuing to go down the trees here on a beautiful Friday afternoon, a little bit less muggy than what it was yesterday. McNeil looks at that breaking ball outside, 1-0.
A lot cooler in our press box as well.
Yeah, yesterday was brutal. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
1-0. Roped, and that'll be the 6th hit for the Bravehearts. Upton's going to have to field that one, and as he gets it into second, and it just looks like the Bravehearts are just seeing the ball out of the hand perfectly of Judenis. You can tell by the swings.
Yeah, definitely. The Bravehearts are seeing the ball very well out of the hands of Judenis, and we've said it a couple times now. It's a thin bullpen for the Blues today, and you mentioned an emergency arm potentially is Dylan Reynolds, and that's probably why he isn't in the starting lineup in case he has to go to the bullpen and warm up.
1-0 to Cumulus, high for a ball, 1-0. And Reynolds did throw 2 innings against the Suns when Arjun Thakkar was injured and then eventually had to go back home because of a back injury. And I think Miller threw 2. I think he threw an inning.
Well, I think Reynolds will be the first player to throw since he's not in the lineup today.
1-0, Chopper, Bass can't make it. Ranging over is Belanger. Throw to first, not in time, as Judenis was there at first base, but the hustling of Cumulus. I mean, he's making plays. He's got quick feet. And the Bravehearts will have runners on first and second and give them another hit. That should be 7, and it will be.
And when he was on base last time, you said he didn't look like a burner. He looked pretty good getting down that line that time.
I hope his parents aren't listening. I apologize.
Shaking my head, Chris.
Tyler Becker at the plate. He singled for the one of 7 hits for the Bravehearts. Bravehearts 15 in, 15, 2 games back of first place. Swing and a miss from Becker, 0-1. Now, North Shore did win game 1 of their doubleheader against Westfield.
And they're up 2-0 in the second game. And then
Westfield have just struggling this year in their first year.
Sorry, Chris.
No, that's my fault. I apologize.
Nashua and Pittsfield are tied at 2.
0-1. Nice block by Loda as the ball trickled away to the right-handed hitter's batter's box, 1-1.
We're in the top of the third here at Muzzy, and 5 of the 9 starters for the Bravehearts already have recorded a hit.
That's not a good sign for Judenis. One. Swing and a miss again. 1-2 to Becker.
Ugly swing by Becker there. I think he was totally fooled on that one. On deck, the designated hitter, Jack Gardner.
Judenis working very slowly as you can hear the dogs barking. 1-2. As that ball will be lined foul. And even that dog is saying, come on, get a strikeout. Or he's saying he has to go to the bathroom. One of the two.
Or that he wants to go fetch that ball.
That could be it. They should just have my dog do that. He would really go out and get it, but then he wouldn't give it back to you.
Can we train him to be a bat dog?
Don't the Yankees have that? And
Trenton Thunder, their AA affiliate.
That's what it was. 1-2. In for a call. Strike 3. Second K for Judenis. This one, the looking variety.
Good job by Judenis. He's been having success with the fastball inside on lefties. It seems as if he's working our right side, his left side of the plate, very well.
I can make that in even simpler terms, to the glove side.
There you go.
Jack Gardner at the plate, batting from the right side. Runners still on first and second. McNeil and Cumulus, second and first. First pitch. Drops in the hanger, but a little bit high, 1-0. That ball looked like it spun more than having that vertical break.
There's a dog in the crowd who didn't like that call.
He's doing your job.
Yeah, look at him covering me. I said I wasn't going to make fun of umpires tonight.
1-0. Loda doing an excellent job behind the plate, 2-0. As we saw yesterday a couple of times with Reiner, or maybe more times than we've seen, the ball just getting away from him, as there were a lot of pitches in the dirt.
Very uncharacteristic of Reiner last night behind the dish. It did lead to a 4-strikeout inning, though, so that was pretty cool.
The 2-0, taken for a strike, 2-1. And a tweet from the Westfield Starfires, all 9 starters have batted here in the first. Angelo Diacunto is at bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Starfires lead 3-2. That was 2 minutes ago.
They're in the top of the second now. It is still a 3-2 game.
2-1, and that's going to look to be another extra base hit as 1 run will score. That's McNeil. Cumulus will get to third. On to second is Gardner and give him his 6th RBI. And the Bravehearts lead 3-0. 8 hits for the Bravehearts, and they continue to hit. Jude Ennis.
It has been a rough start for the Blues right-hander. Here, we're in the 3rd inning. A 3-0 game. Bravehearts threatening for more. And it looks like somebody's heading down to the bullpen.
Well, I think that's Nyman probably communicating. Well, it could be one of 4. It could be Coe, Pfaffenbickler, or Hughes. And it looks like it's going to be Coe. Inside, 1-0. So we'll wait to see. I scratched that. It will not be Coe. We'll wait until someone starts to throw.
Don't forget, it could be Dylan Reynolds.
I thought he was going to pitch last year, but he didn't. But he has opportunity in Pittsfield this year. 1-0. Low 2-0. Judenis doesn't have it tonight.
No, definitely not his best stuff. Right now, he's just got to battle through and try to limit the damage.
Second inning, the Bravehearts have had at least 3 hits. Had 3 hits in the first and got a run. Here so far, 3 hits and 1 run with 1 out. Low for a ball, 3-0. And it goes from bad to worse for Judenis.
And when you're not close around the zone, the umpire is not going to help you out.
If they had the guy yesterday.
That dude didn't even know what a strike was. He was just deciding. He randomly just threw up his hand a couple times and pulled.
3-0. Ball 4. Getting to first is Rice, and the bases will be loaded. Chris Saunders alongside Matt Polick right here from historic Muzzy Field. Jack O'Donnell manning the controls. And our favorite guy, Connor, doing the on-the-field camera, who we consider calling him Sunshine. Neither, Matt, you don't want to know why? No? You don't want to know why Sunshine?
Sorry, I was looking something up bullpen related for the Blues. Why Sunshine?
Sure, you were actually looking up something about the Yankees.
No, I'm really not.
I know, I'm kidding. It was a joke. Somebody is warming up. It is a right-hander. We'll see who it is. That looks to be, I don't know who that is. 22. Oh, he's a new pitcher, Tyler Boisvert. He's from Post. He is from Post University. And he was newly signed right after Arjun Thakkar was sent home with a back injury. So we hope he's okay, but it's a shame we couldn't see more of Arjun Thakkar.
Yeah, the one start we did get from him at Muzzy Field was a great one.
It was game, I think, 2 of the doubleheader against Westfield. First pitch, low, 1-0. So runners on third, second, and first. Kumos at third, Gardner at second, Rice on at first. 1-0 count to the 8-batter, Joseph Pesci. Drops in the breaker, 1-1.
One thing I've noticed about the Bravehearts is not a lot of players rocking stirrups. They have some high sock guys. First base coach has stirrups. I like it with the neon green stripe. It's a good look.
Their uniforms are very unique. Probably one of the better ones in the FCBL, in my opinion. 1-1. Chopper over to second. Can they turn 2? Belanger over to Diamond for 1. On to first. And it's a double play. 4-6-3. And James Judenis needed that. But he does give up another run on a couple hits. 3 to be exact. And the Bravehearts strand after the double play, only one runner. And we head to the bottom of the third. As I said, your score 3-0, Bravehearts over the Blues. And the Bristol Blues will have 7-8-9. Bass, Schneider, and Belanger when we come back. As I say that before we go to break, he's pointing over to Boisvert, and it looks like he will be coming into this game when the Blues are on defense in the next half inning. Seven, 8-9, Bash, Schneider, and Belanger for the Bristol Blues. And as James Judenis has given up runs in the first, second, and the third. Gave up 3 hits in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, and it looks to be that his day may be done as Tyler Boisvert from Post University is warming up in the bullpen. And Angelo Baez, 6 up, 6 down, does have 2 Ks, a couple groundouts as well. Actually, correction, all groundouts to be exact.
He is the only player for the Bravehearts rocking the neon green stirrups. That's got to be what's led to his success.
Oh, 100%. First pitch to Bass. Low for a ball. That's the one pitch we haven't seen Baez really get over is his changeup. The fastball command has been there, but the Blues really haven't made it pay just yet. 1-0. Low 2-0.
The Blues wearing their 4th of July uniforms yet again with the Digi Camo on the sleeves and the American flag coloring in the lettering and numbers.
3-0 is the count. Now, Casey Bass, for not playing much, does lead the FCBL in hit by pitches with 10. 3-0 offering. Outside for a ball, and Casey Bass works the leadoff walk.
Well, he's a big boy. It's a big target to hit.
What do we call him, the lumberjack?
Lumberjack, construction major.
Well, there you go. He looks like he could chop down a couple, 2, 3 cherry trees or trees in general.
Yeah.
Griffin Schneider at the plate, batting .205. We haven't seen Schneider play in a while. Takes a strike, 0-1. Schneider wearing number 54 from Wagner College. Same as Ryan Locke, who pitched well against North Shore in a no decision. 0-1. Good eye, takes the pitch outside, 1-1.
Schneider from Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Do you like that name? Is it better than Sandwich?
No, East Sandwich was so much better yesterday.
Who lived there? I forgot. 1-1. Chopper foul.
Joe Sullivan, I believe, the catcher.
Yes. On deck, Brogan, Sir Belanger, and then top of the order, Austin White, who's on double deck. Bristol Blues down by 3-0. They have yet to be able to record a hit. Casey Bass, the first player for the Blues to get on base against Baez. Over through the 5.5 hole, ranging over is Becker. He'll throw it to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. Fielder's choice, they get Casey Bass, but being on base will be Griffin Schneider. So, basically trade places.
Yeah, you get a little bit more speed on the bases with Schneider versus Bass. A great play by the shortstop, Becker, to stop that ball from going into left field and getting the lead runner at second. And a good job by McNeil realizing that he wasn't going to have a clean transfer. And instead of making a throwing error, just ate it and got the lead runner and accepted it.
Baez, who throws from the first base side of the rubber. First pitch fouled back, 0-1. Baez, 5'8", 160. Almost can consider maybe a little Pedro. I know the changeup's not there and the fastball's nowhere close, but a lot of undersized. Throw back to first. The comps for undersized right-handers is always Pedro. Foul back again, 0-2. Austin White is on deck. Baez getting the sign from Rice. The 0-2. Popped it up. That'll stay in play, it looks like. Cumulus ranging. So was Rice. Rice with the dive. And he'll make the catch for the second out. What a play by the catcher, Rice.
Very anticlimactic right there. It looked like neither of the umpires wanted to make a call.
That play looked to have been Cumulus, but then Rice at the last second. Maybe the ball stayed in. You saw Rice maybe lose it as the ball was gliding over to the glove side, but he made the play, and that's the second out with Austin White at the plate, who grounded out to first to begin the game.
In the bottom of the fourth, the Silver Knights and the Suns tied at 2. They are in a sun delay in Pittsfield.
They always have sun delays. First pitch. Low vert ball, 1-0.
Hence the name Pittsfield Suns.
And right to the third baseman, Martin. And the side will be retired. Griffin Schneider has the liner off the bat of Austin White to third. Is stranded on at first. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Baez has a no-hitter through 3. We head to the top of the fourth. It'll be the Bravehearts coming up to bat with a 3-0 lead when we come back. Pitching change for the Bristol Blues. It will be Tyler Boisvert from Post University, his first appearance for the Blues in this 2019 season. As the starting pitcher, James Dudenis, day is done after 3 innings, 3 earned runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout.
Well, now you look at the pen situation. You have probably 4 arms left. Probably don't want to use all 4.
I don't think Leahy will go no matter what. I think it's going to be Pfaffenbickler, Hughes, and Co.
Time will tell, but if you can get 2 out of Boisvert here.
Even more than that, honestly.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Obviously, this is his first appearance. I'll try to pull up his post numbers.
And as you do that, the 9-batter P.J. Berry will step up to the plate, who flew out to Parker Upton and left for the second out in the second. And it'll be interesting to see what Tyler Boisvert has. Now, Boisvert, a tall right-handed pitcher throwing what looks to be from the first. Oh, now he's the middle part of the rubber. And now he steps off to regroup as he realizes he can throw from the windup. First pitch to Boisvert. Fastball, Judenis on the hop, over to first, and showing off the cannon. Buddy Dwayne making the play, 1 down.
Boisvert's numbers from post this year is 6'3", 165. In 15 appearances, he pitched to a 4.98 ERA. In 34 innings, he gave up 47 hits. Struck out 33.
How many innings?
34.
Okay.
And a third, if you want to get technical.
That's okay. Nicholas Martin at the plate, 2 for 2. Looks at a strike. 0-1. Boisvert getting the sign from Loda. And now he steps off. I wonder if he was nervous because he threw from the stretch and then he was like, oh, wait, there's no one on base. 0-1. Drops in the hammer, 0-2.
I wonder how much Boisvert and Loda have gotten to work together.
That's a good question. I mean, Boisvert just got here a couple days ago. Boisvert from the windup, the 0-2. High fastball, 1-2. You have to think, even if he's not nervous, he's definitely feeling some adrenaline because this is his first appearance with the Blues. And he went to Woodland High School in Prospect. 1-2, didn't snap it off, 2-2. As Woodland they produced a lot of pretty good pitchers if you want to go back to even 10 years ago.
Yeah, they've had a respectable program there for years now.
The 2-2. Fouls it back, we'll do it again. Now, Woodland High School is a part of the NVL, and the NVL is, Wookett, Naugatuck, and Sonia, and we can go on, but Woodland is one of those teams that is always consistent in baseball, and they're usually in the top 3, if not in the top 5.
Yeah, and they're always in the state tournament. I believe they're S or M, so they can make deep runs in states.
Breaking ball that didn't break, 3-2. I'm pretty sure they're an S for baseball. I could be wrong. I know they're an M for basketball.
Well, basketball.
Or not M. Now it's divisions. I think they're in Division 4 for basketball. Payoff pitch to Martin. Martin sends that one high, but foul. That's a long strike.
That is a long strike.
Very long.
Have one of the doggos fetch it.
I bet you if you let the dogs, release the dogs, they'll all go after that ball.
I think instead of the pitchers and the players doing BP fielding, you should have let the dogs do it.
But then the dogs won't give them back, though.
That's okay.
3-2 pitch. Through the middle and in for a base hit. A 1-out single for Martin. And he's 3 for 3.
Have a day, kid.
Have a day. Nicholas Martin. And Trevor Johnson at the plate with 1 down. 9 hits for the Bravehearts, and we're only through 3 1/3 innings thus far.
Johnson just one of 3 Bravehearts yet to record a hit.
Boisvert, first time he's throwing from the stretch in this game. Close stance with the left leg. There's the curveball. Called a strike. 0-1. Martin came into this game batting .206. I see that average rising mightily with a 3 for 3 day. 0-1 to Johnson. And through the 3-4 hole. Back-to-back singles. Martin thought about going to third, but then turned around. Ball missed the cutoff man, but behind is Tyler Boisvert. Good job by the pitcher from post, fielding his position. And the Bravehearts with now 10 hits. First one for Johnson.
Chris, what did you say Martin came in batting today?
206.
Okay, he only has 34 at-bats on the year, so that average is rising heavily. He's at 270 with a 3 for 3 day thus far.
Put that kid in the Hall of Fame. Ben McNeil at the plate, who singled and came around to score, doubled and came around to score when Cumulus hit the ball through the 3-4 hole. We've seen a lot of balls hit between first and second. First pitch. In for a strike, 0-1. Boisvert in his first jam here at Muzzy Field in a Bristol Blues uniform, wearing what looks to be the black Under Armour underneath the jersey. Boisvert comes to the set. 0-1. Curveball low to try to frame that back in, but call the ball 1-1. Very odd. 10 hits, and we're only through an inning or 3 in the third. Just not something we're used to seeing from this Blues team.
No, their pitching staff has been much better as of late. But Bravehearts came into Muzzy swinging, and it's paid off.
1-1. Another breaking pitch outside, 2-1.
And nobody even moving in the Blues bullpen.
And the Bravehearts having a lot of bark in their bite tonight.
They're just enjoying barking with the Blues, I guess.
And the Blues are on the other side. I mean, like I said, it doesn't feel like it's 3-0. It really doesn't.
No, it feels like the Blues have a large mountain to climb to come back in this one.
2-1, runners going. Hit and run was on, but foul back. 2-2.
I get you were in the count 2-1. The call, I'm sure, was a hit and run. But Martin got such a great jump off of second base. I think he had third stolen easily.
McNeil waiting for the pitch from Boisvert. Last pitch was fouled off as the runners were going. And Boisvert will step off. Boisvert looking at second. That's Martin. Martin with a 3-for-3 day. Johnson on at first, gets his first hit. I think, 6 out of the 9 batters now have at least a hit?
Correct.
2-2. Over to short. Can they turn 2 again? Diamond to Belanger for 1. Over to first. And Bass can't scoop it. And the missed scoop allows Martin to score. Bravehearts get their 4th run.
And actually, with Johnson's single, that's 7 of 9 Bravehearts with hits.
7. So we correct that. 7 of 9. And at the plate, it's Paul Kumelis. 2 hits today and an RBI. Boisvert pauses, delivers, curveball in, 0-1. Or curveball on the outer half of the plate, should say 0-1.
Looks like the Bravehearts are trying to build a fence on the scoreboard with all the sticks they're putting up. No, you didn't like that one, Chris?
Well, a lot of ones.
Yeah.
1-1-1-1.
Sticks.
0-1. Got a piece, but fouled it back. 0-2. So what do you do with the 4 and the 10? Decisions.
Well, you can use the 1 from the 10.
So you're just going to leave the 0 empty-handed?
Nah, the 0 could be like...
Nothing, because it means
It
nothing?
could be a screw. I don't know.
0-2. High fastball. Boisvert overthrew 1-2.
And then the 4 could be like at the gate, and the hook of the 4 could be like the lever you have to pull to get in.
What goes through your head sometimes? I thought I was bad. Boisvert steps off again.
You remember pregame when I said I wasn't going to make jokes on air?
Who would have thought?
I'm just too funny.
Modest as you are.
I'm very humble, thank you.
1-2 to Kumelis. Breaking ball outside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bravehearts with another run. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. They have 10 hits, 4 runs. And after this pitch, no matter what, even if it's an out, Matt will have scores from the MLB. As Boisvert, first appearance for the Blues here in the fourth. 2-2, runners going, pulled, past Casey Bass and down the line and right. Over the third is McNeil. Kumelis trucking to second. McNeil's thinking home. He'll score. And now Kumelis wants to get the third. Throw comes in. Dwayne will not be able to make it as he dropped the ball. And Cumulus with his second RBI, and he gets the third on the throw, and he's shaken up.
And the crowd seems frustrated. I don't think they realize that Buddy Dwayne dropped the ball.
So make that 3 hits and 2 runs thus far. Make it now 3 of the 4 innings the Bravehearts have had at least 3 hits.
Yeah, Bravehearts came out swinging. And they are doing damage, and still nobody in the Blues bullpen. This is Boy Vert's problem.
So that's now 2 batters in this lineup, I think, with 3 for 3 days. Pitch in the dirt, 1-0. That's Tyler Becker.
Some scores from around the majors. Top of the third, Kansas City leads 2-1 over the Nationals. In the bottom of the third, Brewers and Pirates are scoreless. Bottom third, Baltimore has a 2-0 lead over Toronto. Bottom of the third, the Red Sox lead the Tigers 3-0.
Boys Verts 1-0 to Becker. Swing and a miss.
Phillies have a 1-0 lead over the Metropolitans in the 4th inning. Yankees and Rays just finished the third. The Yankees have a 1-0 lead, courtesy of an Aaron Judge long ball. Marlins and Braves scoreless in the top of the third.
1-1. 1-2.
Angels and Astros getting underway in just a few moments. Rangers and Twins are delayed in Minnesota.
What's it, snowing there?
Probably no in Minnesota. Rockies D-backs start at 9:10. Padres Dodgers at 10:10, along with the Athletics and Mariners. And the Cardinals and Giants also at 10:15. Got to show love to the West Coast games.
1-2. Swing and a miss, but it gets away from Loda. Cumulus will slide into home, make it 6 runs for the Bravehearts, and 3 here in the top of the 4th. As getting to first base on the strikeout is Becker. By the way, Matt, your fencing thing, a little messed up now.
But it got easier with the 11 in the hit column.
I mean, you and I talked about what happened the last 2 nights, if maybe they're going to have some sort of, I don't want to say decline, but maybe have an off night because of all the energy exerted the last 2 nights. We're probably seeing that tonight.
They were just so high the last 2 nights. You got to come down eventually.
Pitches outside, 1-0. It's so hard to replicate that every single day. I mean, if you ask a major league player, yeah, he's going to tell you that, I hustle and I give it 100%. But if he did that, he'd be on the IL in 10 days. Like, there's times where you have to take, like, a mental break, per se. It's hard to be locked in every single pitch of every game. Pitches outside 2-0. And that's no disrespect to any of the players. It's just, it's a lot of energy really going through the last 2 games.
And as our PA announcer, John Woods, makes a great point, they're in a long stretch, a lot of days in a row with games. It's been hot out. A lot of energy has been exhausted.
That's why if Mother Nature was to come about tomorrow, maybe that's a blessing in disguise for the Blues. 2-0. Call the strike, 2-1, because I'm pretty sure the Blues are 3-1 in July. So even, let's say they do lose this game, they'd be 3-2, if I did my math correct.
You did. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself. Ben Rice on deck. At the plate, Jack Gardner. 1 for 2. Heading the count 2-1. Boys were calling time again. I would almost think that with the score being the way it is, unless the Blues come up with a bunch of runs, Boisvert will probably go the length of this game just until they can get that certain amount of innings and then go to maybe Pfaff and Bickler or possibly Coe, allow the guys to get some work. 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2.
As you say that, there's action in the Blues bullpen, Chris. Sorry.
Trying to tell who's warming up. Can't tell. Looks to be a lefty. That could be Coe. 2's on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Fouled. And this Coe player that we keep talking about is going to UConn in the fall. He's from Lakeside, Connecticut. 6'6", 244. Should be playing offensive line. My gosh. That's a big boy.
Lakeside's a cool name for a town.
Do you even know where that is?
It's in Connecticut.
Loda again, 3-2. And even with the score being the way it is, Loda's still working behind the plate.
Yeah, he's definitely doing all he can back there. And we've seen that multiple times from all three Blues catchers. They're going to give it their all back there no matter the score. 3-2 with 2 outs. That will send the runner Becker from first on this pitch.
3-2 to Gardner. Runner's going, and it's low. Gardner will get to first on the walk. Advancing to second is Becker.
As this crowd at Muzzy Field is deflated.
You could hear a fly fart. That's how that's how quiet it is. I mean, seriously though, it's like they're waiting for something to happen.
You could have at least said a dog. You know, we have dogs in the park.
Well, that's a good point. Okay. Towards right center. Miller's going to let it drop. Rounding third and scoring will be Becker's. The throw is a little bit short. RBI single off the bat of Ben Rice. 3 RBIs for the catcher. That's another run for the Bravehearts. 12 hits. Gardner will get to second. Because of the hit, Rice will be on first with the RBI. 7-0 Bravehearts. Boisvert having a first appearance with the Blues to forget.
It feels like so much more than 7.
I think the Bravehearts have been at bat longer than the Blues have been at bat this, first 3+ innings.
Yeah, they've been at bat longer this inning than the Blues have the first 3.
Towards right, took a weird hop, but Belanger tosses over to Diamond, and the final out has been recorded as Pesci will be retired. But a couple runs, 4 hits, make that 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a couple players left. It's been all Bravehearts here on Barking with the Blues on this Friday afternoon, late afternoon, 7-0. Blues will have 2, 3, 4, Upton, Miller, and Dwayne when we come back. It's 2, 3, 4, Upton, Miller, and Dwayne. Made them get on Zeke Diamond. Parker Upton 0 for 1 as Angelo Baez so far has retired 9 in a row. And is yet to surrender a hit. Pitch outside, 1-0. As Baez has not really had the breaking ball. It's been mainly just the fastball. So, interestingly enough, is the 1-0 pitch to Upton. Towards short, takes a couple hops. Becker gloves it, throws it, 1 down.
Got jammed heavily.
He did. But going back to my point, It almost seems like the bats are just a tad bit slower today, not having that same kind of whip-like action that you saw last night, even 2 nights, between Brockton yesterday and then North Shore 2 days ago. Brandon Miller, 0 for 1. He ended the bottom of the first with a ground out. 7-12 and nothing for the Hearts, and a whole lot of nothing for the Blues. Zeros across. Miller fouls it back, 0-1.
Woof woof to you too, doggy.
Even that dog's cheering. Get a hit, Brandon Miller. 0-1. Popped it up, but foul behind the press box. 0-2. Chris Saunders alongside Matt Polick right here as we bring you the Bristol Blues versus the Worcester Bravehearts. Jack O'Donnell on the camera, or rather manning the controls on the computer, and Connor manning the camera on field.
Shout out Sunshine.
Dwayne on deck. Coe still warming up in the bullpen for the Blues. Miller grounds out to McNeil for the second out. And Baez has now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groundouts.
I was just going to say, he is a ground out pitcher, it seems.
I mean, you wouldn't guess that with the strikeouts.
A ground ball pitcher, I should say.
First pitch. And first strike to Dwayne, 0-1. And he's throwing first pitch strikes.
Getting ahead, good command. He's got all the confidence in the world. As you see Buddy Dwayne trying to slow him down here. Taking his time, getting into the box, hand up, calling time.
Dwayne fouls it back, and that's not what you want as somebody who continues to foul off pitches over and over. The quicker you work makes it less comfortable as a batter. Baez looking for 12 up, 12 down. 0-2 is the count on Dwayne. 0-2. Popped him up. It may stay in play. Rice going back near the fence. And he dropped it. And Dwayne stays alive. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. And Baez with the K. That makes it 3 Ks for Baez, and he's retired all 12 batters faced.
Welcome back to Muzzy Field. The first pitch from the new Blues pitcher is swung on and missed, and if he looks familiar, it's because he's normally playing first base for the Bristol Blues. This is Dylan Reynolds. This is actually his second pitching appearance this season. He did throw 2 innings against the Suns in Pittsfield, and he's off to a great start here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. This is the Bravehearts right fielder, P.J. Barry, the 0-2 pitch. Popped up. Loda gives it a look, but it'll get out of play, and we'll do it again. Barry, one of just 2 Bravehearts. Actually, P.J. Barry is the only Braveheart to not record a hit thus far. He's flown out to left and grounded out to third. The 0-2 from Reynolds. Grounded to third. Dwayne Fields off the hop. Strong throw to first over the head of Bass, and it's out of play, and P.J. Barry will be granted second base. An overthrow by Buddy Dwayne. And that'll be an E5 on the Blues third baseman. And that'll bring up Nick Martin, who has raised his batting average about 60 points today. He's 3 for 3 thus far. In the first, he doubled and came around to score. In the second, he had an RBI single. And just last inning, he singled and came around to score again as he takes a big, healthy cut at that. Pitch up and in, 0-1. Reynolds sets and deals. Another swing and miss from Martin. So Reynolds, back-to-back hitters, he's gotten ahead 0-2. Would have gotten the out had it not been for the overthrow by Buddy Dwayne.
And Reynolds, although he does not really top out, I don't think any harder than mid-80s. He's a touch-and-feel lefty, which a lot of lefties are.
The 0-2 pitch. Into shallow left center field. Coming on is Austin White. It'll drop in front of him. But Barry had to wait to see if it was caught, so he will not move up. Martin is 4 for 4. Reminding me of Wendy's. He's on base yet again. First and second, nobody out.
Please explain that to me. I don't eat fast food. What does that mean? 4 for 4.
The Wendy's have a deal. It's called a 4 for 4. You get 4 items for $4. You get a drink, fries, 4 nuggets, and a choice of one of like 6 sandwiches, all for $4. They call it 4 for 4.
You sound like you eat there a lot.
I think I eat there an appropriate amount. Thank you very much.
By a lot, I mean like, once a day.
I don't go to Wendy's all that much.
No, I just go there like once every 2 days.
No, like honestly once a month. The 1-0 misses. 2-0.
Nicholas Moore, where is he from? I'm going to look that up right now.
I don't know, but there's a dog.
Oh, I said that. Westfield State. I hope they're watching because 4 for 4. And it's not, he hasn't had a triple yet, I don't think. So he's still a home run and a triple away from the cycle.
As Reynolds delivers a strike, it's 2-1 now.
Now, how long will they go with Reynolds? I thought they were going to try to extend Boisvert, but that didn't happen. He pitched an inning, gave up 3 runs, 4 hits, had 2 Ks, and a walk.
Pitch misses, 3-1. All right, let me throw this out at you, Chris.
Okay.
Blues don't have a hit yet.
Nope.
Due up in the bottom of the 5th is Zeke Diamond, Sam Loda, Casey Bass. Any of them get on, it will be Griffin Schneider. Do you get rid of your DH and let Dylan Reynolds, one of your better hitters, hit now that he's in the game pitching?
No. Only because you need Griffin Schneider, to get the at-bats. He hasn't played in weeks.
Just a thought I was throwing out there.
But maybe later in the game, potentially, if Reynolds is still in the game. But right now, you have to play like this game is a one-run game.
Payoff pitch. Misses low and in, and the bases are juiced, and there is big goose egg in the out column.
And a big goose egg for the hits, too, for the Blues. 0-0 and 0. You like the 0 for errors, but the runs and the hits, it's just been a bad day for the Blues thus far through 4+.
Well, they do have an error earlier this inning. Buddy Dwayne with the throwing error.
Yes, you're right.
Allowing P.J. Barry to reach.
So it's 0-0 and 1 for the Blues. I apologize.
7-13-0 for the Bravehearts.
And you'll see that in games like this where things kind of spiral out of control.
First pitch in there for a strike to Ben McNeil, the Bravehearts' second baseman. He grounded out to short in the first. In the third, he singled, came around to score. In the fourth, he reached on a fielder's choice, beating out a potential double play, and came around to score as well in the 4-run fourth. As that pitch is like a shot put, as Chris would call it. 1-1.
And what I mean by that is spiraling out of control. The fundamental plays start to lack. You see heads being down, the lack of focus maybe not being there, and that's just a recipe, if you put that in a pot, for a very bad soup.
1-1 pitch. Flown into right. Giving chase is Miller. He'll make the play at the foul line. He spins. He throws to second as the run will come in to score. It's a sac fly for McNeil. It's now 8-0 Bravehearts.
McNeil hustling over on the line was able to make the play, but I think that was a smart move to throw it into second because he wanted to make sure that Johnson didn't advance, and because of that, it still sets up the double play because there would have been no way he would have been able to get the runner out at third. That's a heads-up play by the St. John's product, keeping the double play in depth.
Pitch popped up behind second, giving chase to Sir Belanger. He won't get there. It'll drop in for a base hit. Another run will come in to score, and the Bravehearts can't do wrong right now. It's 9-0.
14 hits, 9 runs.
Is that good?
It's well, for the Bravehearts, if you're a Bravehearts fan, you're very, very happy. You're having a great Friday.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Tyler Becker, who struck out in his last at-bat and still scored a run as he grounds a slow roller to Buddy Dwayne. Bare hands, throw to first in time.
Made up for the throwing error.
A nice play by Buddy Dwayne. That's the Buddy Dwayne we've come to know and love at third base. Very solid defender. As now the field umpire wants to take a look at this baseball. He checks it out, and we're good.
And Jack Gardner stepping up to the plate with 2 down. Last time he was up, he walked and then singled to right. Or single to left, pardon me.
Reynolds sets and deals. First pitch in there for a strike. Looks like the umpire might have extended the zone a little bit there. Reynolds up in the count, 0-1. Delivers the pitch. Swung on. Fair ball down the left field line. That'll be extra bases, and 2 more runs will score for the Bravehearts. And the Blues bullpen scatters so it can be fielded by Upton. It's a 2-run double for Gardner. And the Bravehearts have an 11-0 lead. They've scored 4 runs in back-to-back innings.
Now give Gardner 3 RBIs in this game. He came in with only 5, so now make that 8 on the season for Gardner. And Ben Rice stepping up, who did have an RBI back in the 4th. As also, the Bravehearts have scored 4 runs in back-to-back innings.
That pitch, long foul ball down the right field line. Miller's going to give it a run. The bullpen clears out. And he actually had a chance to make the play. He couldn't. Great effort by the St. John's product, Brandon Miller.
Score update. Yankees and Rays are tied. Nate, I think I said his name right, Lowe. It's a solo home run.
It's Nate Lowe, Brandon Lau.
And they're both the same.
Yep, spelled the exact same way, yep.
Interesting. Joseph Pesci is on deck for the Bravehearts.
0-1 pitch. Off speed, fouled down the left field line. Upton giving chase. It'll be out of play. So Reynolds around the zone. Not too shabby for a corner infielder. Chris, do you know if he pitched at all in college?
I don't think he pitched in college. I'm pretty sure from what my partner I had last year told me, he did throw in high school.
Yeah, he doesn't look clueless out there by any means.
No, he's an athlete.
The 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2.
I mean, has a lot of lefties for the most part. They're, touch and feel, command over speed, and Reynolds, no matter what the score is, he's going to compete, and he's always been like that, through high school and then going into college now with Fairfield.
He's a competitor. That's what we've seen from him.
That's a great word. Yep.
The 1-2 pitch from the Blues left-hander. Fouled off, and we'll do it once again.
This is a game where you will probably see some guys get work in. Coe, Pfaffenbichler, Hughes. Reynolds with 16 strikes and 6 balls. His ERA, pretty high, 40.30.
I wasn't going to say it's Chris.
But it's a position player. I mean, honestly, it doesn't mean anything.
He's here to eat innings and save arms.
He's a hitter.
The 1-2. Misses low, 2-2 now. 2s across the board. 2-2 count. 2 outs. 2 runners on. Pardon me, 1 runner on. I can't see third. There's a pole in my way. It's my excuse. Reynolds looks in. Comes, sets, delivers. Grounded to second. Cyril Belanger fields. Throws over to Bass at first. A high throw. Did Bass come off the bag? No, he did not, says the field umpire. And the inning is over. But not before the Bravehearts add 4 more. It's a good old-fashioned blowout here at Muzzy Field. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Bravehearts all in this one. 11-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th. 11-15-0 leads 0-0 and 1. Unfortunately for the Blues, the 1 is in the error column, not anything else. Still looking for their first hit. Angelo Baez has been in control since the get. First pitch, called a strike into the mitt of Rice at the plate. Arguably the hottest hitter in the FCBL, Zeke Diamond. A 1 pitch, fouled off, first base side. Quickly, 0-2, and Baez once again finds himself ahead in the count very quickly.
Baez with 3 1-2-3 innings, did retire 6 in a row at one point, and he's trying to be able to get that again, but continuously has yet to surrender a run and a hit yet.
Diamond chops one up the middle, fielded by Becker, throw to first in time, and once again another ground out for Baez. And that'll bring up the central product, the catcher, Sam Loda. He's had a long day behind the dish. And we only threw 5.
Currently it's 8:35 here in Bristol, Connecticut.
First pitch to Loda misses inside. And I don't have the official stat, but Baez that might be just one of 2 or 3 first pitch balls. I know he had a 4-pitch walk to Casey Bass back in the 3rd inning as he falls behind here to Zeke Diamond, 2-0. Pitch lined into center field. That ball will drop down, and the Blues are in the hit column. He thinks two. He thinks better of it. Hits the brakes, goes back to first, and just like that, the Blues have broken the goose egg in the hit column.
And as Loda gets a single to break up the no-hitter, Mike Talkman, the Sockman, singles in the top of the fifth. 2 score. Yankees now lead 3-1.
That'll bring up the lumberjack, Casey Bass. He walked his first at-bat in the third.
And now the Blues have broken the schneid with the hit.
And Bass flies one into shallow left, coming on is Pesci. Makes the play, 2 away. And when Loda got the base hit, this crowd gave him a nice hand saying, thank you, at least we are not getting no hit tonight.
Now the Bravehearts already threw 1 no-hitter this year, and that was in their first game.
I remember that.
It was their home opener.
Yep. Good way to start a year. Unfortunately for them, has not necessarily gone the way they hoped, but they've been in control of this one. First pitch misses high to Schneider, the designated hitter tonight.
Bravehearts will have 8-9 then top.
Some tossing going on in the Blues bullpen. Can't tell who it is. Pitch. Fouled off.
Or it could potentially be, it looks like Andrew Marrero. I'm just taking a guess here, but I'm going to say that looks like Marrero.
The 1-1 pitch from Baez. Swung on. That'll go foul down the left field line.
We hope everybody had a great 4th of July yesterday as the Blues were able to win against the Brockton Rocks in what felt like a 6-hour game, but really I think it was, only 3 hours and some change?
Wasn't bad. I could look back officially.
We'll do that next half. Don't worry about it.
The 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. We'll do it again.
But the Blues not coming out strong here as the last 2 nights exerting a lot of energy in multiple ways. So in some ways they were due to have a bad game. It just happens to be against the Bravehearts, a team that they have beaten several times this year.
1-2 again. Swung on a miss. Baez gets another strikeout. So the Blues get in the hit column. Unfortunately, that's all they're able to do. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, a man left. We head to the 6th. Bravehearts in control of this one. It's 11-0 here in Muzzy.
Pitching change here for Muzzy Field as Dylan Reynolds' day is done. Went 1 inning, 4 earned runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. As the new pitcher, Andrew Marrero, will be into the game. He'll be going to UConn in the fall as he's went to high school at Wilbur Cross. And this is a right-hander newly for the Blues. And he's listed at 5'10", 170. And the scouting report that I've been told is that he can throw peas. What I mean by that, he throws gas. And Marrero will be facing 8-9 then top. Pesci, Berry, and Martin. First pitch. Fastball inside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Low 2-0.
Pesci, the only Braveheart to not hit in the 5th inning.
Penders, or not Penders, well, excuse me, that's the UConn manager. 2-0 from Marrero. Roped and into left field. Another hit for the Bravehearts. Make it 16. Off the bat of Joseph Pesci. And as I was saying, Jim Penders, who is the manager of UConn, describes this right-hander, Andrew Marrero, as has a very good fastball and explosive slider. He says, look at his strikeouts from his senior year, 94 and 52 innings and only 18 walks. He was a workhorse, had a rubber arm, very athletic kid, and loves to compete. And he's been a leader and an ace on the Wilbur Cross team for a long time.
Almost a Craig Kimbrell-esque set when he's looking in for the pitch.
Fires the fastball in for a ball, 1-0. Has yet to throw a strike in his Blues debut as he's facing the 9-batter, P.J. Barry. He does what I used to do, the arm dangle. Except he throws harder than me. 1-0. Breaking ball low, 2-0.
You know, we compare some guys to Marcus Stroman, Craig Kimbrell, some bona fide MLB All-Stars. Marrero gets compared to Chris Saunders. Rough luck.
Oh, stop. The 2-0. In for a strike, 2-1. Those his first strike is a blue. The 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1. Now, Marrero did have a 3.92 career ERA with 154 strikeouts and 114 in the third innings pitched. He was the All-SEC division selection as a junior. He also was a team captain for the second straight season during his final year. 3-1 in for a ball and a walk. First one by Marrero. Marrero also had a 3.8 GPA and was considering pursuing a major in either sports medicine or business management. So Jim Penders really getting what looks to be a pretty good right-hander. Right now the command's not there, but a young right-hander nonetheless. And again, more UConn players coming through the pipeline of the Blues. Last year we had Patrick Winkle. We also had a right-hander who I can't remember his name. We had him the last 2 weeks of the season. First pitch, I know, shame on me. High for a ball, 1-0 to Martin, who's 4 for 4. Top of the 6, 11, 16 and nothing for the Bravehearts. 1 and nothing for the Blues. 1-0, sent into left center. Upton turning. That ball's not coming back. It is long gone. Nicholas Martin with a 3-run bomb. And the Bravehearts keep putting it on the Blues. And my partner is so mad he wanted the home run call.
Yeah, I did, Chris. Have a day, Mark. Dude's 5 for 5, 4 runs scored, 4 RBIs.
I think that's the first.
Have a day.
That's his second home run, too. That's Martin's second home run of the season. Johnson at the plate. First pitch swung at, popped up into right. Miller near the line. And he can't get it as it slips and bounces off the glove. Looks like Miller overran the ball. $14 to nothing, Bravehearts. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth.
And still nobody out.
We're coming close to a football score right now.
It is a football score. 2 touchdowns to nothing.
That's true. We haven't even gone past the 50. Breaking ball in as Johnson had to go down. Avoid being able to be hit in the head. 2-0. Are we playing the Bucks? Or are they playing the Bucks? Bucks can't score. It's a joke. Get it?
No.
The Bucks can't score. It's
What
a
is
joke.
is that?
Breaking ball outside, 2-1.
Am I supposed to get that reference or something?
Football score, 14-0. Now Loda overthrows Marrero.
Nothing's going right for the Blues right now.
I was trying to think of a bad football team, but
The Giants,
yeah, true. Cardinals,
Dolphins.
Bucks.
Oh, see, when you said Bucks,
Yes.
I was thinking like
there you
Milwaukee
go.
Bucks.
Over your head. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Or correction, strike 3. As Johnson goes down, swinging.
Second time we've done that in 2 nights.
McNeil at the plate now with 1 down. 3-run bomb off the bat of Nicholas Martin. He is a rarity, 5 for 5, and I would anticipate he will be the on-deck player of the night because he is having a day to remember. First pitch. Drops in the breaking ball 0-1. I think for a young player like Marrero, heartbeats racing, first appearance, no matter what the score is, he thinks it's 0-0, and just things kind of speeding up on him, having to slow it down, and fell behind every batter he faced up until the strikeout. And you saw he left a fastball down the middle. Martin made him pay. Off the end of the bat, popped it up. Sir Belanger. There's Miller as he calls up Belanger for the second out in right.
Yeah, he's going to have to adjust to the speed of the college game. Looks like it's just going a little quick for him. He settled down after the long ball. 2 quick outs now, but still needs 1 more to get out of this inning. Still only the 6th inning in the Bravehearts.
Cumulus at the plate. Has 2 RBIs and some hits. Takes a big swing, comes up empty, 0-1. Cumulus with 4 hits, 2 runs, and 3 RBIs total. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2, the hard slider. On deck is Tyler Becker. On double deck, Jack Gardner. Staring down is Marrero. The 0-2. Up past the mound, and the diving play of Diamond unsuccessful and into center field. 5 for 5 is Cumulus.
They have 2 players that are 5 for 5.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Blues as a team don't have 5 hits.
Yeah, they have 1.
It's been a long night here at Muzzy Field. Some scores from around the FCBL. The Pittsfield Suns have an 8-2 lead over the Nashua Silver Knights. They're in the top of the 6th.
Becker swings at the first pitch. Chopper over to Belanger. Tosses over to the easiest bag in Zeke Diamond. And the side will be retired. But a 3-run bomb off the bat of Nicholas Martin. He's 5 for 5. Paul Cumulus. He is 5 for 5 as well. First time that I can remember 2 players in the same lineup. 5 for 5. It has just been a game of games for the Worcester Bravehearts as it's 14-0. Nine then top. Belanger, White, Upton. If any of them get on, Miller. As we're in the bottom of the 6th, they 3-run bomb off the bat of Martin. The Worcester Bravehearts have 2 players, 5 for 5. Paul Cumulus at first, and then Nicholas Martin, who's at third. First pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0.
This umpire, except for when Dylan Reynolds pitched, there was a couple pitches that he had called strikes that he'd been calling balls. He's been very consistent all night. Shout out to this dude.
Foul back, 1-1 is the count. A whole lot of zeros in the hit column for the Blues, except for the 1 hit off the bat of Loda. Other than that, it's been very quiet off the bats for the Blues. Drop in breaking ball, 1-2. 4 strikeouts for Baez.
Chris, guess his pitch count right now.
40-something strikes to 15 balls.
16 balls, actually.
1-2. In the dirt. He's been pounding the zone, and you could just tell his pace, the fact that he's throwing strikes is keeping these batters off balance, and it helps when you have a 14-0 lead.
Not even at 60 pitches as he's working here into the 6th. He can go 7 or 8 maybe.
You can go a complete game. 2-2. Pass second, takes a couple hops, and through for a base hit. Second hit for the Blues is our computer operator, Jack O'Donnell, doing a little bit of a dance after that second hit.
You want to know how it's been a long night?
You had to use whiteout for the first time.
Yep, I'm pulling out the whiteout. Wrote that in on the 5th inning, not the 6th. So.
Shame, shame, shame.
Go me.
Baez not Baez, wow. White at the plate. Baez is on the mound. Gave up only his second hit.
See, it's been a long night for everyone, Chris.
Has 4 strikeouts. Throws a first pitch strike, 0-1. Jeez, I can smell that whiteout from here.
What do you want me to do, dude? I messed up.
No, I just can't believe it has such a big smell.
Big smell.
0-1, make it 0-2.
Not strong smell. Powerful smell, even.
No, big smell.
Big smell.
Big smell.
It's new vocab. Learning something new every day.
And it looks like there's some bullpen action for the Blues. I want to say that's Tommy Hughes, but I'll wait until he comes. No, that's Tommy Hughes. Hughes is warming up. 0-2 high, 1-2. Austin White, who's 0 for 3. The 1-2. Foul back. Still be 1-2. Now we'll be back here tomorrow against the Suns, weather permitting, at 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, we face the North Shore Navigators in our final home game of the week before we play Westfield back here on Wednesday. White through the 5-5 hole. Third hit for the Blues, back-to-back. First time all game with back-to-back. And a bobble from the left fielder, Pesci, as advancing the third safely as White on the throw gets there in time. Belanger heads up play. Doesn't matter if it's 14-0. The Blues still playing hard.
And that'll bring up Parker Upton, who coming into today, the last 2 games, was 6 for 10, 0 for 2 tonight, with a couple of groundouts.
By the way, great highlight video you made of Parker Upton.
Thank you. You can see that on my Twitter.
Which you have not said because nobody's going to find it.
At Matt Pollock.
First pitch to Upton, high for a ball, 1-0.
I didn't know my own Twitter. Had to look it up. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
Well, you've had work, too.
I did work. I also woke up at 5 o'clock.
2-0.
A dog had to go to the bathroom.
As Rice is going out to talk with the right-hander from St. Thomas Aquinas, the 5'8", 160-pound right-hander, Angelo Baez.
This is the first time Baez has been in any sort of trouble all day. He was coasting through 5, only giving up 1 hit, and now here in the 6th, first 2 men get on by a couple hits, and you've got to face the 2, 3, 4 hitters in this Blues lineup, starting with Parker Upton, who, as we've mentioned multiple times, red hot coming into today.
Parker Upton heading the count, 2-0. Make it 3-0. White at second, Belanger on at third. 3-0 pitch. In for a strike. Baez fighting back, 3-1. Now, the trade deadline's coming up, if I recall. So I wonder when deals will be made. Wheeling and dealing. Because remember, there isn't an August trade deadline anymore. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Yankees looking for a starter. Red Sox looking for everything. Some teams may be buyers that will be surprised. Some may be sellers that we did not see. Payoff pitch. In for a ball. Upton with a keen eye, and the bases will be loaded. We're Brandon Miller at the plate.
All right, so you know the old saying, a bloop and a blast?
A blast would cut it to 10.
The Blues just need a blast, and then 5 bloop and a blast. We got a brand new ball game.
If that happens, you can do play-by-play the rest of the year.
All right, so if the Blues score 14 runs this game, I can do play-by-play the rest of the year?
Yep.
We shook on it. It's official. We're all rooting for the Blues to score 14 now.
I would love for them to score a bunch of runs. 0-1. Miller looks at a pitch outside.
Notice how he said bunch and not 14. He wants them to stop at 13.
I'll do anything for them to win. I want them to win. And that's being 100% biased. 0-1 to Miller. Miller sends that one into center field. Johnson takes back a couple steps towards right center. Tagging from third is Belanger. White's going to go to third as the ball is cut up by the shortstop Becker. And a sac fly for Miller puts the Blues on the board.
And off the bat, it looked like it was going to be a little deeper, but as it got higher in the air, it just kind of died. Miller hit it off the end of the bat, and the Blues have broken open the goose egg in the run column. They're on the board. It's no longer a football score.
How in football do you get 1 point?
You don't.
You don't. You're right.
They score another one, though. Back to a football score.
First pitch. In for a call strike to Buddy Dwayne, who has struck out twice. Both the swinging variety. Baez with his first struggle here tonight. 49 strikes, 22 balls. Still well regarded. Buddy Dwayne sends that one to left. Pesci diving. Can't come up with it. It popped out of his glove. White will score from third. Advancing to second is Parker Upton. And the Blues have scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th.
An RBI single for Buddy Dwayne. And we're back to a football score. As we're going to get a mound visit for Angelo Baez. As looks like some stretching going on in the Bravehearts bullpen.
To be honest with you, I don't understand it.
The mound visit?
Look at the score. I mean, I get it. They've strung along a couple hits. I get that. But there's certain situations where it's not needed. I think that's one that's not, because this is a young kid who was wheeling and dealing through the entirety of the game. If he gave up another hit, then I would have. But, I mean, just look at the score.
Well, I look at it like this. Not really a young kid. He is going into his senior year, so he's one of the older players in the league. Baez had a great pitch count coming into this inning. He sits at 74 now. Go, calm him down now. He's a ground ball away from getting out of the inning. And potentially, you want to calm him down now before this gets any worse and save your bullpen as much as possible.
Well, if the Bravehearts use more than 2 arms out of their bullpen, I would be surprised, just because of how efficient Baez has been through the entirety of the game up until this point. Although there's only 1 out with Dwayne on at first. Parker Upton on at second. Diamond to short. There's one. Over to first. Double play. 6-4-3. And the Bravehearts only surrendered 2 runs as the Blues get 2 hits and 2 runs. No errors and 1 player left on base. It's 14-2. We head to the top of the 7th. Bravehearts will have 6, 7, 8. Gardner, Rice, and Pesci. When we come back, Chris Saunders alongside Matt Pollock here on the Bristol Blues YouTube channel. Jack O'Donnell on the computer. And Connor on the camera. 789, Gardner, Rice, and Pesci. If any of them get on, the bottom of the order, P.J. Barry. New pitcher on the mound, Tommy Hughes. Andrew Marrero, 1 inning, 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout in his Blues debut. So far, 2 Blues debuts have not gone in the positive categories. Tommy Hughes, as I said, is on the mound, 0-1 with a 6.06 ERA. First pitch in for a ball. 1-0 here on Barking with the Blues, although the Blues putting up little bark and the Bravehearts being the more dominant one. 1-0. Make it 2-0. Bravehearts, or correction, Hughes back on July 2nd against the Suns went 2 1/3, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Or 2-1. Gardner with 3 RBIs thus far. The 2-1. Call the ball, 3-1. This umpire, doesn't matter the score, he's going to keep his strike zone.
Which has its pros and cons.
3-1 pitch. Foul back, 3-2.
This is the only game of the year where if your strike zone was ginormous, I wouldn't complain about you.
Taking a breath is Hughes.
Long set.
Payout pitch. Pull towards left. And that'll be extra bases. Gardner gets to second with the double. Now play for the Bravehearts from Dartmouth College, Cheshire, number 16, Ben Rice. 19 hits for the Bravehearts. I think that's Gardner's second double.
Third
double, wow.
Yeah, these Bravehearts are just
62 extra base hits they came into today. They have
about
quite
62
a few now.
tonight.
That's what it feels like at least. Ben Rice at the plate. Takes it for a ball outside, 1-0. Ben Rice from Dartmouth College, a sophomore, Massachusetts, 6'1", 185. Batting from the left side of the plate. Takes a big cut, comes up empty, 1-1.
Speaking of hitting from the left side, Tommy Hughes, if he hit, would hit left-handed.
Tommy Hughes did go to Goodwin Tech. Was a player that was 5'3", but grew himself into a tall 6-foot player. Swinging to miss, 1-2, was one of the better players on the team. And with Hughes going to Southern, really showing that tech schools can produce good players. Hughes being one of them. 1-2. Towards right. And that'll drop. And that takes a weird hop as Miller didn't anticipate the hop. And that'll be an RBI. Scoring on the play is Gardner. Give Rice a run batted in as he gets to second. And you're seeing everything here at Muzzy Field.
You almost got to rule that an RBI double, right? Like that hop was just...
That's an RBI double. That's not
Yeah.
an error. Because that's... You can anticipate that. I mean, I don't know if there was a gopher that just left a hole, but I've never seen a ball take a jump like that and go wide right.
As everything that could go wrong for the Blues tonight has.
It's been bad to worse.
The Bravehearts have scored in every single inning.
First pitch, drops in the break ball, 0-1. I mean, with the fireworks being postponed tomorrow because of potential rain, I mean, the Bravehearts are showing the Blues some fireworks tonight. 15 runs, 20 hits. 0-1. In for a ball, 1-1.
Some basketball news. Dwight Howard got traded to Memphis, and they're going to release him.
Isn't that happening with Iguodala, too? And Kyle Korver?
Well, I think those two are going to get bought out.
Oh.
Dwight Howard just got straight up released.
I didn't even know he was still in the league, to be honest.
He was hurt most of last season.
He's been hurt the last 3 years.
He was so good in his prime, though. Oh, my God.
Couldn't carry the Magic, though. Couldn't do it.
Hard for a center to carry a team.
Well, back when centers were actually, playing center. 1-2. High, 2-2. Two. Slider in for a called strike 3. Pesci down on strikes.
And here comes P.J. Barry, the right fielder, the only Braveheart to not have one of the 20 hits.
So Barry looking to join the parade here. The only player not to record a hit.
Has scored 2 runs, though.
Takes the breaking ball in. Well, I mean, consider that Cumulus and Martin have 10 of the 20 hits. That's 50%.
Good math.
Thank you. But it's just, I've never seen that. 2 players in the same lineup, 5 for 5.
See something new every day.
Yeah. 0-1 towards Belanger. Lotus screams 1. He bobbles it and gets the out at first just in time as Barry, the only Bravehearts player, still hitless.
And, it's all fun and games because of how much they're winning by, and his teammates are going to tease him about it, but he feels pretty bad right now.
Well, he's the only player left on the island. Everyone else is gone. What's the name of that movie with, what was it? The only guy on the island and his friend was like a coconut? Yeah. Castaway, thank you. He's like the castaway. He's the only one on the island.
Never seen it.
You haven't seen anything.
Not true.
High for a ball, 1-0 to Martin. Right now, his bat is his coconut. That's his only friend. Volleyball. Sorry, I thought it was a coconut. I was corrected. It was a volleyball. In for a strike, 1-1.
I saw Toy Story 4.
I only saw the first one when I was like 5.
Shaking my head. God, you're old.
That's 1. 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. You have not caught that.
I would have caught that 100%.
No way.
100%.
Blues 16-12. They were tied for first, but it looks like this game is going to be a game not in the Blues' favor, as they were 8-2 in their last 10. The Bravehearts 15-15. This stays. They will be 1 game above 500.
Pittsfield has a 10-4 lead over Nashua in the bottom of the 6th.
1-2, foul.
And then in Westfield, they're also in the top of the 6th, tied at 6.
Wow, that's the second game of the doubleheader, too.
Yep, first game, North Shore took 7-4.
Well, if you're a Blues fan, you want that game to at least be a loss for North Shore, because I think they're pretty close to the Blues, if I recall. 1-2. Fouled off again. Martin staying alive.
Right now in the FCBL, the standings, Pittsfield and Blues tied atop at 16-12. North Shore at 17-14 is a half game back. Brockton 16-14 is a full game back. The Worcester Bravehearts, who will gain a game on the Blues if the score holds up, which it most likely will, they're sitting at 500-15-15, 2 games back. Nashua's 15-16, 2.5 back.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Martin retired for the first time.
And then Westfield is 9-21 at the bottom, 8 games back.
Be Sam Loda, Casey Bass, and Griffin Schneider at the plate as Angelo Baez is on the mound still for Worcester Bravehearts. Sam Loda, one of the three hits for the Blues. Takes a breaking ball in for a ball, 1-0. All the strike. On Game Live, it says 4 hits for the Blues. So we'll say they have 4. 2-1's the count on Loda. Angelo Baez getting the sign. Pitch is high, 3-1. Bullpen action still for the Blues, as there is somebody warming up for the Bravehearts as well. Baez working quick, swing and miss from Loda. That was the elevated fastball, 3-2. Blues were first in hits coming into this game, third in runs, but right now both being not in favor as the Bravehearts just dominating this game. Payoff pitch. In for a call, strike 3. And Loda goes down looking. 5 Ks for Baez. And Casey Bass at the plate. The lumberjack. Batting from the left side. Takes the curveball 0-1. And there has been sort of a adjustment period with Casey Bass, a D3 player, and a good one at that. 0-1. Pops it up into center. Johnson coming in. 2 down.
Yeah, it's taken him a while to adjust to this pitching in the FCBL. Slowly but surely getting there. As we see it, the swing's there in batting practice. It's just getting his timing down. It's tough when he's not getting the consistent at-bats. But it's tough. You know, Dylan Reynolds has played so well offensively and defensively, it's hard to take him out of the lineup.
We saw Reynolds pitch in this game. He came in after Boisvert went 1 inning, 4 earned runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts.
And Baez not happy with how much time Schneider is taking to get into the boxes. Now Schneider's mad that he didn't get time granted. As now the umpire's telling Schneider, get in the box and get ready.
I think he was waiting because there was a ball that got away from the Blues bullpen as somebody is warming up, swing and a miss. I can tell you right now, Schneider's completely out of this. This at-bat is done.
His head is everywhere but where it needs to be.
Yep.
And once again, everything that can go wrong for the Blues has.
0-2, check swing, just stays alive. Does Schneider. And these two teams are not very fond of each other, so this has to be bothering a lot of the Blues players. As the Bravehearts, I can tell you, they do a lot of talking. And I've seen that through their broadcasts even at home, too. 0-2. Check swing, he didn't go. 1-2. Cyril Belanger is on deck. The 1-2. Checked his swing, and he didn't go.
Baez wanted that strike 3 call, didn't get it.
He didn't go.
No, I agree, definitely. But I'm sure Baez, who was cruising through this one, was trying to get out of here early so he could potentially come back out for the 8th.
2-2. Foul back, we'll do it again. Baez looking for his 6th strikeout, as he had 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 here so far in the 7th. As the 2-2 delivered, another pop-up. This will stay in play. Cumulus at the line, makes the play. And the 3rd and final out is recorded. That makes a 3-up, 3-down in the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, and now here in the 7th, as Baez looks to be coming back out for the 8th potentially. But he's been pitching well for the Bravehearts in a 15-2 game. As we'll have a new pitcher on the mound for the Blues when we come back. New pitcher on the mound, it will be Fafin Bickler. As Hughes' day is done, an inning, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 Ks, and no walks.
This will be Fafin Bickler's 6th appearance. Doesn't have a record, a 9 ERA, just 4 innings. Pitch, 6 Ks, 9 walks.
Fafin Bickler will be facing 2-3-4. Fastball over to Dwayne. On the line, that'll be fair. Bear hands it over to first. And that would have been a highlight play. That looked to have been fair. But what a play by Buddy Dwayne, showing off the cannon.
And the ERA of Fafin Bickler is really inflated by one outing he had in Westfield back on June 8th when he didn't record an out and gave up 2 earned runs.
That was the game the Blues lost.
10-9.
And he hits Johnson to begin the 8th. And we're looking at our replay right now. Excellent job by Jack O'Donnell on the computer. That looked to have been a fair ball. So what could have been the first out is now a hit by pitch, and Johnson will be on first with nobody out.
Shaking my head.
Ben McNeil at the plate. First pitch to McNeil. Outside, gets away from Loda. And Johnson will advance to second on the wild pitch. McNeil with 1 hit and 2 runs with an RBI and 4 at-bats. Martin's average is at 300. He came in 206.
Small sample size, not even 50, they're not even 45 at-bats, though.
But still, though, to raise it that much, I mean, the fact they got 5 hits.
Yeah, 5 hits is a good series.
5 hits is a good week for some guys.
Yeah.
Depending on how many at-bats and such. 1-0. Fastball and first strike, 1-1. Now, Fafin Bickler coming back from Tommy John, still trying to be able to develop the feel for the curveball.
And he's calling out a coach.
Oh, no. That is not a good sign. A pitcher coming back from Tommy John, that's not what you want to see. Oh, boy. As Ronnie Palmer is going out to check on Fafin Bickler.
And his day's done.
We hope he's okay. Pitching change right here from Muzzy Field. We'll be back. Back here at historic Muzzy Field, Christian Seahorse on the mound as Fafin Bickler took himself out of the game with an apparent injury. But while Seahorse is getting as many throws as possible to warm up, as interesting note before we talk about some Major League news, both Seahorse and Fafin Bickler coming back from Tommy John surgery, something that's been pretty abundant amongst high school, college, and even the pros as well. But Matt, we talked about the trade deadline a little bit. What players do you think the Yankees should go after? As you and I are both Yankee fans. We know with starting pitching being the problem, and I think they need to get somebody. They're not going to win a World Series with the way the rotation is now. Who do you go after, and what's the package you offer?
Okay, in a dream scenario.
Oh, no, I'm talking about realistic. Don't be dreamer. Be realistic here.
Okay, so I guess I can't go after Max Scherzer.
No, he's not coming. He's not going anywhere.
Dude, the Nationals need to lose like 15 straight. And
They're not. No, I said be realistic. He's not going anywhere.
Okay.
They're going to be in the thick of things at least till the end.
Okay. I don't want Marcus Stroman. I love Marcus Stroman. I loved what he did for Team USA in the WBC. It was so much fun to watch him. I love him. I think he's a dog. I think he's a competitor. But I hate making trades in division, especially with trades that big. If you want to go get Marcus Stroman, you are going to have to give up a top prospect, maybe even Clint Frazier, who's proven he can hit at the big league level. And I don't want to see him 19 times a year. I just don't. So I don't want Marcus Stroman. I have mixed emotions towards Madison Bumgarner. He's 29 years old, but he has like 1.2 innings on his arm. So that's a tough one. But his postseason track record is like the greatest thing you can ask for from a pitcher. So part of me says go get me Bumgarner. Although it's like, how appealing is Clint Frazier to them? Because in the NL he can't DH, and we've seen how atrocious he is defensively. And AT&T, or it's not AT&T Park anymore. Is it Oracle Park now in San Francisco, I think?
I think so.
Anyways, it's a huge outfield. It's hard to defend. So I don't even know if they want Clint Frazier.
So what's the package? What's the package and who's the player?
Give me Bumgarner.
For who?
I'll give you Clint.
Okay. I can tell you right now mine. Give me Bumgarner and Will Smith. I'll give you Frazier. I'll give you Devy Garcia. And
Oh, I like Garcia.
You know what? I'm not sold on guys under 6 foot right-handers. I've seen too many of them either get hurt early or not not fulfill their potential. I would say give me Bumgarner and Will Smith, Bumgarner in the bullpen, Bumgarner in the rotation, Smith in the bullpen, and give up, like I said, Frazier, maybe Luis Gill, and Devy Garcia.
So you're keeping Estrada.
Yeah.
Is he an untouchable or he's expendable?
He's in a different trade.
Oh, okay.
Different trade.
For what? Another starter?
He'd be in a package for something down the line, more long term, because I don't know if they could keep Bumgarner. I don't know if they would sign him long term because of his age and the amount of innings. Because Bumgarner wants to get paid. Seahorse on the mound, coming in for Pfaffenbichler, who was taken out of the game, took himself out because of an apparent injury. 1-1 count. Fastball high. 2-1. Seahorse 1-0 with a 3.48 ERA, 10 1/3 innings thrown, 18 strikeouts, 10 walks, and 10 hits. Last appearance was on July 3rd. He got the win. 2-1. Pitch foul back. That was the game in which the Blues scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th.
To come back and win 5-4. That was an exciting game here at Muzzy just a few nights ago. A quick reminder, Pfaffenbichler is responsible for that runner on second.
Had pain to injury for that. McNeil takes a breath. The 2-2 offering. Fastball outside, 3-2. Three-two pitch. Towards right, but foul. And we'll do it again. Scoring update between the Rays and the Yankees. Kevin Kiermaier, the nicest eyes in baseball, singles in the bottom of the 7th. Scores 2. Rays take a 4-3 lead over the Yankees. And the Red Sox are still down by 10 games. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball in for a called strike 3. And I don't know if that strikeout goes to Pfaffenbichler or Seahorse, but either way, McNeil goes down on strikes.
That'll go to Steelhorst, I believe.
Well, see, I thought that too, but last time there was an injured player, I think it was against Nashua. Remember when all those pitchers were getting hurt?
Yeah.
The pitcher, I looked later in his stats, did not get the strikeout when he K'd Will Reiner. They gave it to the other pitcher, Roberg. They gave it to Roberg.
Because if you throw a strike, apparently you're credited with the strikeout.
Fastball goes high, but as it ricochets back to Loda, Johnson will stay on second. Seahorse, as we said, with Pfaffenbichler coming back from Tommy John surgery, something that's more apparent now than ever. And there's debates about why. It could be multiple things, but has the 1-0 pitch being delivered to Cumulus. 5 for 5. Swing and a miss.
And yesterday was the 4th of July, and everybody knows the 4th of July is when you could start checking MLB standings for real. The Red Sox are 11 games behind the Yankees.
Can't even see them because they're so far down.
How's the weather down there, Boston?
Becker is on deck. Cumulus, batting from the left side, has had a great day at the plate. 1-1. Fastball outside, 2-1.
So Cumulus and Martin both have 5 hits. Martin has 4 runs, including a long ball. Is there a chance we get a co-player of the night from the league?
I don't know if that's happened.
It has happened. I've seen
Has
it
it
happen.
happened? Oh,
Yep.
and then it could happen. Have 2 players from the same team. Hits Cumulus. And that looked painful. As now Cumulus and Seahorse are talking to each other, and Seahorse has to be careful. He made a gesture the last time he was taken out of the game towards the Bravehearts.
Well, the thing I don't like there from Cumulus is he threw the bat and acting as if this is intentional. Yes, you could look at the bad blood between Seahorse, the Blues, and the Bravehearts. It's 15-2. I doubt Seahorse wants to be here.
I doubt the hit by pitch was on purpose.
There's 0% chance that was on purpose. Not a fan of how Cumulus reacted to that.
First pitch to Becker. Outside for a ball, 1-0. As it looks like everybody's warming up in the bullpen right now for the Bravehearts. They're just moving around. Their
Staying
arms
loose.
just standing, talking about
How great tonight's been for them.
who knows what. 1-0 to Becker. Foul back, 1-1. Runner on second is Johnson. He walked and then was on second base. And Pfaffenbichler was taken out of the game. And then McNeil, Cade looking from Seelhorst. Cumulus was hit by a pitch. And now Becker is with an even count, 1-1. Fires. Foul is back, 1-2.
And Chris, you mentioned Kevin Kiermaier, the 2-run single, give the Rays a 4-3 lead in the 7th. That lead is gone. Aaron Hicks solo shot. We got a tie ball game in the 8th at the Trop.
Didn't you go to a game in the Trop?
I did go to a game in the Trop earlier
How was
this
it?
year.
How was it being in that dome of a
I
stadium?
hate the Trop.
Okay.
I hate it. Burn it to the ground.
Okay. All right then. Anywho, 1-2. Pitch in for a ball. 2-2.
I did get a cool bobblehead, though, that night I went. It was the night
I
that,
think you sent me a picture of that.
yeah, Blake Snell was awarded his Cy Young Award.
Didn't he have a bad outing against the Yankees too?
Yeah, he got rocked.
That's the outing.
Didn't even get out of the inning at Yankee Stadium a few
That's
weeks
happened
ago.
to him a couple times this year against the Yankees.
He's having a little rough of a year, Blake Snell.
2-2. Outside, 3-2. And Seelhorst, known for struggles with his command, does have a couple walks. Has had a walk in every appearance except July 3rd and June 4th. About a month, month apart. Less than a month. Seelhorst with the payoff pitch coming. With Gardner on deck. 3-2. In for a ball. Back-to-back walks. Or rather, not back-to-back walks, but 2 walks in this half inning alone. And Gardner at the plate.
And Gardner has 3 doubles already today.
Gardner waiting for the pitch here. Wheels and deals. Gets a piece, but fouled back 0-1.
Well, if it makes the Blues feel any better, they're not the only team in the FCBL getting blown out. Pittsfield has a 13-4 lead over Nashua, bottom 7.
Yeah, but the Suns are tied with the Blues. So, that
Doesn't
game's
make
still tied 6-6. Wow.
6-6 top 7 in Westfield.
Against North Shore. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
And they're in the top of the 7th, 6-6. That is the final inning. They played a doubleheader today.
So it will go extras more than likely, unless something happens.
Westfield walked it off a couple nights ago against
No, I
Brockton.
wonder a doubleheader if they still go the regulated 10 innings.
Or do you go 8 and then Derby?
Exactly. Which Chicharelli will be in that home run derby for Westfield.
Yeah, dude's a monster.
It's bombs. 0-2. Swing and a miss. K for Seelhorst. Via swinging, Gardner goes down. 2 outs. The Blues will have in the bottom of the 8th, 9, then top. Belanger, White, Upton. Fade them get on Miller in their half of the 8th, but still have to worry about a bases-loaded situation with Johnson on at third, Cumulus at second, and Becker at first. And Rice at the plate. First pitch is low, 1-0.
And Westfield just got the third out in the 7th inning, so they will go to the bottom of the 7th with a chance to win it.
One-zero. Tipped into the mid of Loda, 1-1. So Horse comes to the belt, takes a breath, pauses, waits, and steps off. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss, foul tipped again, 1-2. Rice swinging for the downs. Trying to make this a 19-2 game. One-two pitch. In for a call, strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts for Seelhorst as Rice goes down on strikes. And the Blues keep, after what could have been a dangerous inning, they keep the score at 15-2. They're still down, but the Blues will have the bottom part of the order and then top with Belanger, White, and Upton when we come back. New pitcher on for the Worcester Bravehearts as Angelo Baez's day is done. 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 5 Ks, and 2 walks. And a new pitcher on the mound is number 35, Jack Moynihan, going into his freshman year at Siena College, 6'1", 205.
This will be his 4th appearance in 3 games thus far. He's pitched 4 1/3 innings, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 6 hits, 8.30 ERA.
Fastball high, 1-0.
His last outing came just a few days ago at North Shore, July 1st. His team got the win in that one. He went 2 1/3, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits, facing 12 batters and striking out 1.
Foul back, 1-1. The 1-1. Off the hands, they'll stay in the infield. Cumulus can't make the play. And because it hit in fair territory, Sir Belanger will get to first. And now Cumulus is down.
Well, it must have hit Cumulus.
And it might be in the same spot where he was hit by a pitch earlier.
Well, it must have hit him because otherwise it'd be a foul ball.
Well, no, because it hit fair and then went foul.
It doesn't matter. It's where it crosses because it was before the bag.
So maybe it hit fair, but then as it was going out of bounds, it skinned him. And then once it makes contact with somebody, then it's a fair ball.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I'm assuming the ball hit Cumulus one way or another.
Either way, another hit for the Blues. At least let's check Game Live. They did give him 5. So 5 hits. 5-20. And the Bravehearts up 15-2. Austin White at the plate, singled through the 5-5 hole in his last at bat. Takes a strike, 0-1. Don't forget on Sunday, 2 soccer matches. The women looking to win their 2nd consecutive World Cup. Take a pitch low 1-1 against the Netherlands, the Dutch. And then the men looking to win, I think, the Gold Cup, if I recall. And they have a player who's like 18, and he's supposed to be the next Ronaldinho.
I'm probably better than him.
Inside, White dancing away, no harm. 2-1.
Looked like it hit White from my eye.
That was a nice job. Kind of picked up the catcher's mask for Rice.
Apparently I need glasses.
As another pitch gets away from the catcher, it looked to be Lasky, who's warming up in the bullpen. I would think Seelhorst might be done in our book. I mean, I'm running out of places to put pitchers. I don't know about you.
No, you ran out of places to put pitchers.
I did, but, you know.
I'm also out. Seelhorst took the last slot. So I was really hoping for him to come back out.
I can't see who that is, though. 2-1. White fouls it back, 2-2. Now, the question will be for tomorrow if we play, who will be available out of the bullpen?
Well, I assume you'll get Nowak available. He's just available. Nyman will be available again. Leahy will be able to go. Fox will be able to go. You just need one day off, really.
2-2, popped it up. On the run is Martin, but he'll just give it a look. 2-2 with nobody out. Still runner on first is Belanger. But now, who's going to start? I mean, the reason why Judenis started instead of Vanderbeck, who was scheduled to start, was because of a tightness in his back. So, I mean, you want to play for the Blues, but I think maybe a day off may do them some good.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. It might be a blessing in disguise if they get a rain out tomorrow.
2-2. In for a ball, 3-2. And although they'll have to make up that game at some point, there's certain parts where maybe a rain delay could be, as I said, a positive sign. And I think for them to be able to get a day off, if that happened, to regroup and then come on Sunday against North Shore, it could bode them well and set up their rotation better. Pay up pitch. White fouls it back. We'll do it once again.
Potential Spencer Fox start tomorrow, maybe?
I mean, Fox did start against Nashua, but remember, that was because they only had 15 players because Nashua's game was scheduled to start at, I think, 11 o'clock, 10:30, and the Blues did not know that until, like, 1 o'clock in the morning. So, but that could be a possibility. He has started before. Payoff pitch. And strike 3. White down on strikes. But back to Fox, though, as that was the first K from the reliever for the Bravehearts. Fox is a guy that you have to tell a couple days in advance if he's starting because he has to prepare himself. He's still learning how to be, if a starting pitcher, to be able to go through a routine. And that comes with being such a young player. But he has the stuff to be a starter for sure. First pitch. Outside for a ball to Parker Upton, 1-0.
And that Aaron Hicks homer I mentioned earlier was a pinch hit homer to tie the game in the 8th inning.
Upton 0 for 2. Does have a walk and was left stranded at second back in the 6th. 1-0. Make it 2-0.
And for a 15-2 ball game, has not been a bad pace game.
You and pace.
It feels like I'm a big pace play guy. If you didn't know that. I think that's something you didn't know about me.
2-0. Upton popped it up. Martin Won't even retreat his position at third, as that's a long foul ball. Let's see, what don't I know about you? Well, I did know that you only eat like 2 things.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yep.
Or maybe you told me and I just wasn't listening.
That's a strong possibility. Yeah, that is a fact. I am a very picky eater. That's why I hate going to people's places for dinner.
Keep that of note. 2-1. In for a strike, 2-2.
Do you know my birthday?
No. Do you know mine?
January.
The fact that you got the month right, I'll give that to you.
All right, let me get 21.
No.
Was I close?
2-2. Outside, 3-2. January 3rd.
I was not close.
No, but you were at least in the month.
If you take the 2 plus 1,
Then it's 3.
then it's the 3. Look at that.
Just like you and your fences.
Yeah, that got ruined a while ago.
Bravehearts have scored in every inning except the 8th. First time the Blues have kept them off the board. Payoff pitch. And back-to-back strikeouts. Upton down on strikes. Moyhan gets White and Upton. And Miller coming up with 2 down. Cyril Belanger still at first base.
That'll bring up the St. John's product, Brandon Miller. He grounded out to second in the first and in the fourth, and then in the 6th, he drove in a run with a sac fly.
Moyhan already with back-to-back strikeouts. There was a ball low to Miller, 1-0.
And they are not holding on Cyril Belanger at first. I'm surprised he hasn't taken second, courtesy of defensive indifference.
Moyhan last pitched on July 1st. Did have 1 strikeout. Most he's had is 3, and that was back on June 27th against the Navigators. Miller off the end of the bat towards left. Pesci will be right there to make the catch. And after Cyril Belanger gets on, you have back-to-back strikeouts via the strikes. And then a pop-up by Miller. We head to the 9th. Blues down 15-2. Bravehearts will have 8 9th and top. Pesci, Barry, and Martin.
We enter the 9th here at Muzzy in what's been a game that's been all Bravehearts from the get. Couple changes. Buddy Dwayne, the Blues' third baseman for the first 8 innings, comes in to pitch here in the 9th. I'm sure he's super excited. Position players love to pitch. And taking over at third is Jordan Lasky, normally a catcher. Grabs his normal glove and heads out to third base, so...
And just had a conversation with the Bristol press writer, Zach Carpenter. He told me that Dwayne did throw in high school. That's why he tore his UCL.
First pitch, fouled off 0-1.
Now, this is before your time, again.
Okay, Grandpa.
Okay, again, stop. There was a time when the Reds were being blown out one game, and Zach Cozart was pitching.
Oh, that's not before my time.
Oh, okay. Well, but this is when Cozart was just coming through.
Yeah.
And he was throwing 95.
I'm sure they were looking at him saying, why are you playing short? But he's turned out to be a really good shortstop.
Remember when Nick Swisher pitched?
I do remember that. He had a blast.
Didn't he get a K? It was against the Rays.
Yeah, Nick Swisher has a blast doing everything, though.
Nick Swisher could make
This game seemed fun. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, seriously, he would make the worst situation funny.
That pitch misses low and out. I think it's 3-1. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really. I was stuck in our position players. You know who I love? At Cut4 on Twitter, MLB Cut4, as that pitch is lined into center field. It's a base hit for Joseph Pesci, the left fielder of the Bravehearts. And before I finish my thought, that'll bring up P.J. Barry, the only Braveheart without a hit. So I'm sure he's pressing hard to get a knock right now.
And he's talking something over with, look to be Loda.
Maybe he's saying, hey, man, we have 21 hits. Let me get 22 and let me get in the hit column. But back to my thought, MLB at Cut4 on Twitter has this thread of all the position players that pitch. And it's always a fun time when a position player goes into pitch in the big leagues, as that first pitch is a strike, 0-1 on the Bravehearts right fielder. Dwayne sets and deals, and that hits Barry. Didn't sound great, so Barry will not get a hit. He gets hit. As there's 2 on and nobody out in the top of the lineup for the Bravehearts coming up.
And Martin, who was retired for the first time in this entire game, as he struck out in the 7th, now coming up for a chance for his 6th hit. Already has a double, a single, and a home run. All he needs is a triple, and he's hit for the cycle.
Not holding. Oh, that pitch is for a ball, not holding the runner on first because there's guys on first and second. Good job, Matt. Way to be paying attention. Dwayne sets and deals. Just low. Come on, Blue. It's 15-2. Dwayne sets. Deals. That pitch is called a strike. Martin grabbing some dirt. No batting gloves used by the Bravehearts third baseman. Traditional style. Pitch swung on and missed. A big hack from Martin. Buddy Dwayne reared back and got a little extra on that one. As Chris mentioned, did pitch in high school. Led to him having Tommy John surgery. 2-strike pitch. Inside for a ball. The payoff pitch from Dwayne. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again. .952 here at Bristol, Connecticut. Historic Muzzy Field. The Bravehearts have a 15-2 lead over the Blues. Payoff pitch once again. Grounded. Too short. Fielded. Flipped to second for one. On to first. Not in time as Martin was jogging. Almost looked like he was accepting the fact that it was a double play. And then he hustled once he saw the throw was high. He'll reach on a fielder's choice. They get the out at second. That'll set up runners on the corners. 1 out for Trevor Johnson.
And Dwayne looks like a guy who has pitched, as we know, we've said many times, he was a pitcher in high school. But I think Central, wants to make sure, if they're watching this, that he doesn't throw too much because he's more valuable at third base, as we've seen. He, even after Tommy John, he can make all the throws barehanded, on his knees, behind him. He can do everything.
Yeah, he's a great defensive third baseman. 0-1 swing and a miss from Johnson. 0-2. But he does look like
he's tall. Well, what do we say? 6'4",
6'4", or something like that.
220. He's built like a tank.
He's a big kid. That pitch driven into left center field. Upton on the move, sliding, does not make the catch. It'll be a base hit. Another run will score. And it is 16-2. Johnson with just his second hit of the night. Surprising when anyone in this lineup doesn't have more than 7 hits. That'll bring up Ben McNeil, who only has 1 hit. He scored 2 runs. He reached on a fielder's choice. He's flown out to right twice, also struck out looking and grounded out to short. Pitch misses high for a ball, 2-0. Buddy Dwayne, the third baseman, normally on the mound for the Blues, delivering a 2-0 pitch, missing high, 3-0. He takes a walk around the mound, trying to find his composure. The 2-0. Call the strike, 2-1.
Cumulus is on deck, and Decker is on double deck.
Cumulus is 5 for 5 with a hit by pitch. He's been on base 6 times as Dwayne takes a weird fall there. It is called a strike, though, as he tried to catch that throw back from the catcher barehanded as he had taken his glove off to wipe his hand. So say Cumulus, as he wants a new ball, say Cumulus gets up and gets on 7 times on base in one night. There's got to be like an FCBL record that he's close to, right?
I don't have the capability of going back in the records because I don't think they have that to do, but that has to be some sort of record somewhere. I mean, I don't remember seeing that, but either way, have a day. And a swing in the miss from McNeil.
As there's 2 away now.
And we've seen 2 position players now pitch for the Blues, Dylan Reynolds and Buddy Dwayne. The Bravehearts came into this game 15-15, 2 games back, 6-4 in their last 10. They were 1-2 against Nashua in a mini 3-game series, 2 of it being a doubleheader. They are in 5th place in the FCBO, but they will move up with this win.
Cumulus takes a pitch inside for a ball. And on the FCBO website, there's no game record history, just the championship history, the batting records for a season, pitching records for a season, and team records for a season. As that pitch is popped up, Jordan Lasky from third base gives it a look, but it'll go foul. And if anyone's wondering, Bristol does hold the record for most runs scored in a game. Back 2017, they scored 24 runs in a game.
Well, that's something to keep in mind because of this game.
Yeah.
If it gets closer. I mean,
2 outs.
Is that Seacoast? I saw Seacoast 2014. What was that? Oh, runs?
Most runs scored in a season, 330.
2014. I'm trying to remember. What did they do that year?
By Seacoast in 2016.
Yeah, Wachusett in 2014.
Led in home runs and RBI.
Wow.
Nashua in 2012.
Yeah, they were the Dirt Dogs, too. Wachusett.
That's a great name.
Yeah, but Seacoast Mavericks were the other one.
2.27 ERA for Nashua in 2012 as a team.
Seacoast had a very small stadium, though. I will say that.
The 1-2 pitch. Missing high for a ball, 2-2. I wonder how comfortable Jordan Lasky is over at third base.
I mean, catchers are supposed to be, typically catchers are moved from third, second. Sometimes Russell Martin played third when he was in the minors.
That's a good point. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. The tag is applied. And Buddy Dwayne gets out of the inning. But not before the Bravehearts add another. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 16-2, Bravehearts lead. We're back for the bottom of the ninth here at Muzzy. Buddy Dwayne, the pitcher, will lead it off. And if I'm correct, the Blues have lost their DH spot. So if they get to the 8th spot in Griffin Schneider, I believe it will be Jordan Lasky who has to hit in that spot. Swing and miss from Buddy Dwayne.
And this is a game I, had an opportunity to talk with our PA announcer before coming back on. This team is just running on fumes. Long games. They played 6 last week, play 6 this week. And, a team that was used to a lot of rainouts as the pitch is outside. I think it's, 18, now 19 home games if you count the doubleheader, potentially this month if there is one, which I think there might be depending on tomorrow. But just a lot of games, and these ball players played a whole lot of games in the spring.
Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Buddy Dwayne doesn't like the call. Hey, buddy, you're a pitcher now. You can't be arguing balls and strikes.
Don't quit your day job.
Okay.
Moynihan's been pitching well, though. 2 Ks.
2-strike pitch, missing low for a ball.
After the Cyril Belanger infield hit, if you want to call it that, it was a weird play where the first baseman, Kumulis, almost had it, but then it hit him as it was going foul. He had back-to-back strikeouts and a fly out from Miller.
Dwayne choking up, takes pitch, outside for a ball, and he will reach first via the walk.
And Zeke Diamond coming up, who had 4 hits last night, but has been held hitless tonight. As what's left of this crowd, hoping for at least something positive to be able to take into potentially tomorrow, if not on Sunday. Tomorrow, weather permitting.
I honestly think a rain out tomorrow is a blessing in disguise for this Blues team. They look so deflated. As that first pitch misses for a ball. 1-0. Dwayne leads off first, not being held on. The 1-0. Pop foul. That'll even the count. 1-1. Moynihan sets. Deals the 1-1. Diamond takes it high for a ball. 2-1 count now. On deck is the catcher, Sam Loda. He had the first hit for the Blues in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3, a pair of strikeouts. As that's a broken bat. Line out to third. He throws to first. In time, they double off Buddy Dwayne. And that sums up this game perfectly for the Bristol Blues.
Nothing has gone right for the Blues tonight.
As that'll bring up Sam Loda, the backstop for the Blues this evening. That bat shattered on contact as he gives it to a young fan in the stands. Nice gesture there by Zeke Diamond as Loda sends one into left, and that's going to drop in. He's got a pair of hits tonight, and the Blues aren't done yet.
Loda has 2 of the hits. 2 of the 6 hits, to be exact.
He's got a third of the team's hits. That'll bring up Casey Bass, the big left-handed hitter from the University of Wisconsin Stout. He walked back in the 3rd, and he's flown out twice. First pitch, fouled off left field side, out of play. Bass grounds one, fouled on the right field line. And for the second straight night, the Yankees and Rays are headed to extra innings. As yesterday, the Yankees put up a 5 spot in the 10th. DJ LeMay, who had a 2-run single, and Gary Sanchez hit a home run that StatCast called 460 feet. I didn't believe it. That ball was at least 570 feet deep. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded, foul up the first base side again. Blues down to their final strike. The Hearts scored 1 in the first, second, third, 4 in the fourth and fifth, 3 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh. They didn't score in the eighth, and they scored another one in the ninth. The Blues' 2 runs came in the sixth. The 0-2 pitch to Bass. Chopped up the middle, over the glove of the pitcher. Second baseman Field steps on second base in time. McNeil beats Loda to the bag, and that'll do it from Muzzy Field. That'll wrap things up here from historic Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. Our thanks to Jack O'Donnell and Connor and everyone who helped make this broadcast happen. Final score from Muzzy Field: the Bravehearts defeat the Blues 16-2. Make sure to catch us tomorrow as the Bristol Blues take on the Suns at 7 p.m. Weather permitting. Make sure you stay alert to the Blues Twitter and all social media platforms to know if that game will happen. For Chris Saunders, I'm Matt Pollock. So long, everyone.